All right, y'all. What's up? What's going on? We back. We back alive. We are back in the building. What's up? What's going on, y'all? Of course, y'all know it's Combo Breaker 99, right? Back in the building. What's up? We got a good fight card coming up tomorrow. Um, hey, you know what? Look, this, I ain't gonna lie. Look, these fights are really hard to predict. So to me, I think that spells a good fight night. When fights are kind of hard to predict like this, man, I've been thinking long and hard about these fights, just watching them, going back and looking at some fights and just looking at the energy at the press conference. I ain't gonna lie, it is hard to pick. I mean, across the board. We got what, 4 fights this weekend. We got 4 WMMA fights. And just so y'all know, all 8 fighters made weight. I know everybody was concerned about, Kayla and everything, but Kayla made weight. She looked fine. Vieira made weight. Rocky made weight. Rocky, Rocky, of course, she always make, she's making weight. She's always making weight, right? But eyes looked a little different, Juliana Pena, though, Juliana Pena looked good. Juliana Pena, she looked solid. Like body wise, she looked solid, and her face looked solid too. She didn't look sick, you know. She didn't have that like drain look. Like Kayla kind of had the drain look, but Kayla didn't look too bad like she did the first time around. So that was a plus. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I'm here tonight, man. I'm gonna go through these fights, man, and see if I can. I want to break them down a little bit and see if I can come up with my pick here. We can go through all 4 fights for UFC 307. We ain't doing all the fights. We ain't doing the men's fights either. I mean, we can stop through and I'll let y'all know who's fighting. But what we focused on over here is just the WMMA action. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good card, man. I think this title fight, I'm hoping it delivers, but I think it will, man. Because like I said, it's kind of hard to decide who's gonna win in that fight. Ketlin and Kayla, I think we all know who the favorite is here, and for good reason. I mean, Ketlin is really stepping out of her skin here. I'm gonna keep saying that. Like Ketlin's stepping out of her skin, but she better come in. She better show and prove because she's been talking some mess this time around. I never heard Ketlin talk trash like this. But yeah, I hope she makes it a good fight. She better make it a good fight. Yeah, so I want to go through these fights. I'm going to start with the strawweight fights because we haven't really been hearing about Marina at all, really here, like Marina or Yasmin Lucindo. Like Yasmin Lucindo, to me, she's an up and comer in the strawweight division, but she's kind of getting outshined by Kayla and all these other girls. But Lucindo, she's been in the game for she's been here now, and like I said, I'm feeling bad that Carla's on the early prelims, so we got to give Carla some shine. Let's give Carla a little bit of shine, man. Come on, this is her last fight. I know a lot of y'all don't like Carla Esparza, but I mean, why can't you like? I mean, okay, you don't like her style, but I don't really think Carla's ever gave people a reason like to hate her as a fighter, right? Besides, not being a fan of her style. So we gotta show her some love on the channel too, man, because it's her last fight. All right. Yeah. What's up, y'all? I see y'all in the chat now. Hold on. Oh, you tagged me here. Okay. Easy. What's up, man? What's going on, Sergio, Josh, Colostrum, Running Reedy, No Filter, Mastermind, Josh, Johnny. Easy said, how did you like to see them all gang up on Pena? She was bothered. You could see it on her face. Yeah. It bothered her a little bit. It definitely bothered her. I mean, that's what you signed up for, though. Pena, you like that type of energy. So it's like when you talk a certain way, you say certain things, people are not gonna like you, whether it is true or you just saying things to ruffle people's feathers, then they're going to gang up. Of course, the champ is not going to like you right now. Rocky's not going to like you. Ketlin, on the other hand, I mean, Ketlin, I'm just kind of like, okay, that's kind of crazy. Ketlin was talking trash about her too, but Kayla, they had their little back and forth. Yeah, so I hope it wasn't bothering her. I hope it wasn't bothering her too much. I mean, that's what you signed up for as the fighter that promotes yourself, and you kind of want to play the heel. So it's all good, it's all good. I thought it made for good entertainment. I did. What's up, Paul? I think it's the best promotion they had for both of these fights so far. I mean, it's too bad they waited this long, but I mean, no, better late than never. Better late than never, because now at least everybody's going to tune in to see what happens, or they're going to say, "Oh, I want to see Pena shut up," or "I want to see Kayla get shut up," or however y'all want to see it. But like I was saying too in my video earlier, I think Ketlin has the potential to kind of be the most liked here. Ketlin's kind of the one that, I know nobody's really too sure about. Ketlin's the one that's just kind of chilling, but now she's talking trash, and now she's here putting herself in a position to possibly pull off an upset. But I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But let's get into this, man. I don't want to draw this out too long. I want to start with let's see, man. Let's do this, man. Let's start with Tecia Torres and Carla Esparza, man, because this is Carla Esparza's last fight. So this is gonna be the last time I ever break down or predict a fight for Carla Esparza. So let's talk Carla Esparza here and Tecia Torres. I'm still calling her Tecia Torres over because that's what we know her as, right? Because we got two Penningtons on the card, so we gotta call her Torres. All right. All right, low key, like I said, I see this fight as like not really like an actual BMF fight, but two of the toughest in the division, I think we could say, right? Two bad girls right here, because they fought everybody. They fought a lot of champions. They fought a lot of the toughest fighters. Carla's a two-time champion. Tecia Torres, she's fought numerous champions. Ticia's never been finished, even though she's been in there with the toughest fighters. Carla, she has been finished, but she's never ducked a fight. I think we got to give her credit for that. Carla's tiny, Tecia is tiny. They've both been tiny fighters, considered tiny fighters for the division, but they've always made up for their size in some way to get some wins. I mean, they got some notable wins on their career. I mean, once you look at them, you say, oh man, these girls are tiny, but no, Ticia's beat Rose before. Nah, she went the distance with Andrade. Not too many girls can say they're going the distance with Andrade, she's fought the best fighters. Carla, we say, oh, she's small and boring, but hey, she beat Rose twice, right? She took on Alexa Grasso, took on Tatiana Suarez, took on Joanna, took on a lot of fighters, and went on a 5-fight win streak for a period there. So for somebody this tiny, I mean, she beat y'all's favorite fighters. You got to think about that, right? You got to think about that. Like this little girl, she went on a 5-fight win streak. I mean, Andrea Lee, you look at somebody big and well-rounded like Andrea Lee, big for flyweight, but she loses 4 in a row, right? So it's like you really can't always count on the size to pull a fight through. I guess, like they say, it is the size of the dog in the fighter, right? Man, this one here, it's kind of long overdue. I remember they fought in the Tough House as an exhibition fight, and Carla won. She won more off of experience. She had been around. She was already an Invicta champion. That was like 10 years ago. So much has changed between them now. As far as like hunger, Carla's kind of out the door. Tecia, on the other hand, she's kind of like the fighter that I've seen some improvements in her. Like, I think she's really starting to try to sit down on her punches now and sit down on her strikes. But I still see like a lack of a ground game there, and like full on aggression with her kicks, even with her punches. Like, she's still not like generating enough power to get girls respect. Right? She still has to put those combinations together. And I think when she's throwing them combinations, a lot of fighters found that timing to just kind of slow her down, So, I'm still kind of looking at Tecia thinking like, man, like, could she ever get the top 5 again? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about that now with the way the other girls are looking. But if I look at Carla Esparza taking on Tecia first, if I look at Carla first, I would say Carla needs to work on her jab in this fight. I think her jab was effective for as long as she was able to use it against Zhang Wei Li. She was pumping her jab out a few times. So I think that, Carla Esparza standing her ground in the center and just timing Tisha Torres and waiting for those blitzes, for those combinations she's putting together. I think she needs to just load up on that jab and just wait and time the blitz and catch Tisha Torres square on the chin with her jab, just to kind of knock her off balance a few times. I thought Carla Esparza's stand-up has kind of improved. It's been looking better. I don't know, like, if she's going to have that timing, though, with 2 years off, though. That's the thing. That's the big question. But, I think if she puts, like, singles together or even, like, 1-2s, she can keep Tisha Torres on the outside. I think leg kicks are important. If she can't catch Tisha when she's stepping out, she's got to catch her with some good leg kicks inside and out. Be quicker. She's got to be quicker there. Just keep catching her to slow Tisha down so she can eventually get the fight where she wants it. And also when she's timing her, whenever she's coming in with the combinations, she's got to drop a level. I don't think she needs to shoot for ankles here because I think Tisha's going to be wise to that. Trying to like shoot for the ankles. She's got to be going for that body lock. Yeah, Tisha's strong now. Yeah, Tisha is really strong, but Carla's strong and really technical with her wrestling. And I believe that Tisha has really good defensive wrestling, but I think Carla, with her mix of like offensive wrestling, her grappling, she'll be able to get some trips and some takedowns here. And Carla needs to really focus on just slowing Tisha down and then eventually putting her on her back. Submitting Tisha is going to be a hard job. I mean, this girl is tough. Like, yeah, her takedown defense is good. Her submission defense is good. She got to have some crazy submission scares with Mackenzie Dern. So I think Carla's main thing needs to be keeping that position and maybe just landing elbows, trying to do damage on Tisha and wearing her down. I don't know. What about y'all? Did y'all think Tisha kind of started to slow down in the Tabitha Ricci fight? Y'all think Tabitha Ricci's pace was just getting to her? Like, we always know Tisha's the fast fighter, but kind of looked like Tisha was slowing down a little bit there, What did y'all think? Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when I've seen Carla fight in the 3 rounds and 5 round fights, she still has her wits about her and she can still find a way to win. Tisha, when she starts to slow down in the third, that's where I think she starts to kind of give up, not give up mentally, but just kind of give up. You give up opportunities that she was able to capitalize on. Carla just, she just had all around, I guess, better discipline and a discipline base, the wrestling base to carry her further. That's one thing I can say about Carla. That's why I did win her the belt 2 times. And it helped her go on a good win streak because, she just has this tricky out of range style where you can't really hit her. And then all of a sudden, she's diving in for your ankle and she's controlling you, So, yeah, Carla, she has that, she has the experience. I think for Tisha in this fight, Tisha, to me, she really needs to focus on just keeping this thing standing. She said in the press conference, my boxing is better, my stand-up is better. She really needs to just put combinations together at angles, but she also needs to find like some good, she really needs to find some good power shots to kind of stun Carla and keep her back. Like, the combinations, they just can't be like the little pity pat flurry she's throwing. She's got to end the combinations with like a hard right hand or like a hard leg kick to kind of sting Carla, make Carla get back on the outside. Like, I don't really think she needs to focus on body kicks because that would be wide. That would keep her wide open to get Carla to take her down. I think she just needs to go to the calf kick, go straight for head kicks and them uppercuts when Carla comes diving in. Some of those basic combinations, they're good to kind of steal rounds, but I think Tisha just really needs to focus on ending the combination with a good stinging shot that hurt Carla. You got to hurt Carla, Yeah, I just think stand up is going to be important for Tisha here, and if Carla gets in the clinch with her, she's got to be first with elbows and counter wrestle Carla to the cage and separate and just go right back to that. You don't want to give Carla that advantage. You can't give Carla that advantage at all. You got to be, you got to use your discipline. Like she said, this is my discipline. She said, I'm a better boxer. I'm a better stand-up fighter. My kickboxing is better and all of that. So use it. If she tries to grapple at any point in this fight, then we definitely gonna take away from her IQ, and I'm gonna say, oh, you about to lose. So she need to stick with what she know. Now, if you ask me, when it comes down to IQ, I would say Carla definitely has the higher IQ here because we've seen Carla find different ways to win. We've seen her find different ways to win and sometimes break her opponent down and even frustrate her opponent. Somebody tall and powerful like Marina, she was able to fight a good fight with her. That was a back and forth fight, close, but you would think somebody big and tall like that would have pulled a Joanna on Carla, but Carla stayed in the game, Then Carla destroyed Yan Zhanan. I picked Carla to beat Yan Zhanan, but I said by decision, man. But when she came out there and destroyed her the way she did, I was like, whoa. So IQ and Carla's Carla's mind frame to go in there and do what she has to do. I think that's what keeps her head in this fight. Tisha, I think Tisha sticks to what she knows, but I think she has a harder time adjusting. Like, I think Tisha is a physically strong fighter and she's just naturally strong and athletic, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if she's able to like wrestle like that. Like, she in the past, like, she never really went into wrestling like Carla, even though she has those muscles and she has that strength. Like, she won't stick to it. She'll just stick to the same thing, which if it works, okay, but eventually somebody's going to figure you out, man. So how I see this one going, I think that this fight is a good I think it's a good farewell fight for Carla Esparza, taking on a fellow veteran, from the tough house. They've been in this game. They've been in the UFC, 10 years now, almost 10 years. So I think it's going to be a lot of respect in this fight. But at the same time, I think Carla wants to end this on a good one. I think she wants to end this one on a high note. But Tisha says she's going to give her a good going away present. So we'll see how that goes on that side. If anybody's looking to get a finish, I think it would be Carla. If anybody's going to fight to get a finish, I think it would be Carla. Tisha, I think, will look to fight more of the safer fight here, which would leave her open for more takedowns at times. I don't see her really hurting Carla. I actually don't see Carla really hurting her unless, she was able to submit her somehow or, just bust her open somehow. But I don't see this fight going as a stoppage. I don't see it as a stoppage. I see it going the distance. I see it going the distance either way. I'm going to go with Carla, though. I'm going to go with Carla. I think that even though Carla's been out 10 years, even though Carla's been out for 2 years, she's got this 10 years of experience. And I just think that as a 2-time champion and fighting some of the best fighters, I think she's going to know what to do in there. I think she's going to know what to do in this fight. I don't think that Tisha's going to give her anything crazy. The only thing that's going to stop the only thing that's going to stop Carla from losing this fight is if it was the layoff. I think that's all it's going to be. I think if anything causes her to lose, it's probably going to be the layoff as an excuse. All right. But really, I can see this fight going either way. Like, I am not saying Carla's going to wash her. I'm not saying Carla's going to stop Tisha. I can see Tisha winning this fight. That's what I'm saying. These fights are kind of close. Like, Tisha can win this thing by a decision. If Carla can't get her down, if Carla somehow gasses because of the layoff, and if Tisha's just comfortable, stuffing takedowns and outstriking her, she could win the fight. But I just think that Carla eventually will get her down at some point if she wears Tisha down in the second. I can see Tisha winning like the first round, but Yeah, Tisha could win like the first round, but I think eventually Carla would probably catch up in the second and third. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Carla by decision. What y'all got? Who y'all got? I got. I'm gonna go with Carla in this one. Who y'all got before I jump to this next one? What y'all think, man? I'm gonna go with Carla. Yeah, I think Carla's gonna try to end this thing, man. I think she's gonna try to not end the fight, but I think she's gonna try to go out on a high note. I think she's gonna try to go out on a high note here. But part of me wants to say Tisha because I know Tisha has a little bit more activity, but she's come up short in the past. I'm really just basing it off of experience here and what they've both seen and what I've seen them do as far as like adjustments, man. So I don't know. Easy, he says it's a 50-50 fight for me. I like both girls. It depends on who's able to maintain their game plan. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Like I don't really see I don't really see anybody dominate. I don't see a 30-27 on either side here. All right, BJ said call it by second round submission. Man, Tisha's got good submission defense. Tisha is tough. Tisha's really tough. So I don't see her getting submitted here. I don't see Tisha getting submitted. Now, if she does, wow, that's the way to go, Carla. If Carla does that, man, I got to give her props, but I just don't know, man. Sergio said, every time mother comes back, they always lose. That's why I'm worried about Carla. Yeah, because when Tisha came back, she lost, right? Because she came back to Ricci, and she lost. And that is a thing, man. I'm really not sure. Josh said Tisha. Sergio said he's still going for Carla. Zaman said Carla's shape looks, man. Yeah, I mean, your shape can look good, but you can still lose. Tisha's shape always looked good, but look what happened. Sergio said should have been Carolina versus Esparza. Tiago said, is Carla's retirement fight? I got Carla. Yeah, this is Carla's last fight. I think they should have put Carla as the headliner on the prelims, or at least like somewhere higher up on the prelims, as a champion. Everybody was saying like Wonder Boy's on the prelims, and who did he beat? He beat Kevin Holland, and Kevin Holland's on the pay-per-view. Everybody was talking about how they were doing the matchmaking on this thing. They was like, how y'all be moving these people around? Like how y'all got, well, I've been saying that, like how you got Carla in the early prelims, and then you got the winner of, you got Wonder Boy fighting on the prelims, and the person he beats on the pay-per-view, right? So just crazy stuff like that. Okay, Runner Reed says she got Carla too. All right. Tisha said, Easy said Tisha's coming in with a small chip on her shoulder. She alluded to when Carla accused her of pad use. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that in the interview. She was like, I remember that. She was like, I never forgot that. I remember it too. I remember that in the Tough House, man. I go all the way back to that. I was like, when I first seen Tisha in there, I already knew she was kind of going to be targeted. Some people just hating on fighters, but when they said she was on pads, I was like, man, like that's wrong. Like she always been kind of diesel as a little kid, though. Like even when she was younger, like she was always kind of built. So I don't think she was ever won anything like that, man. Because if she was, I mean, I would fire whoever put her on it because it didn't get her the belt. I'm just saying, like, it didn't get her any higher than she is now, like, than what you see the average fighter at. So if she was on pad use, I'd be like, yo, you better get off of them or sue the person that put you on them because it didn't get you a belt. It didn't get you a win over Andrade or Joanna. So I'm just saying. So I doubt she was on pads. All right. Paul said he's got Tisha too. Okay. I like I said, I think it's 50-50. I'm rooting for either one in this one. Me just understanding the game and what fighters go through. I would like to see Carla kind of go out on a high, since it's been a long run, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I can see it going either way. Man. All right. Let's move on to this one. Let's go. Marina Rodriguez versus Yasmin Lucindo. Once again, I'm torn. I know up top, everybody wants Yasmin Lucindo to win, but this is going to be a hard fight right here. This is going to be a hard fight, man. I was just going back looking at some Lucindo fights, and man, this one's hard to pick. This one really is kind of hard to pick, man, because looking at some of the things that Yasmin Lucindo does, it looks impressive against other fighters, but will she be able to do that against Marina? That's the question I had to ask. I'm looking at some of the shots she's got hit with by Carolina, and just different things. And I'm asking myself, oh man, like, will Yasmin Lucindo be able to get this fight down to the ground? Will she be able to do this? Was she able to do that? Man, I don't know. But on the other hand, if Marina fights anybody with a good takedown game plan and they know how to drop levels and they are strong and they can trip her and get her down on her back. As much as I love Marina Rodriguez's stand-up game and watching her fight, we all know when she put on her back, man, it's a wrap, right? So really, it's another one of those striker grappler type of situations. I think Yasmin Lucindo's striking has improved, but it really wouldn't be wise for Yasmin Lucindo to stand for 3 rounds with Marina. It really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. Like, I don't see Yasmin Lucindo out striking Marina. I'm gonna be honest. Like, she could use her striking to get certain things done, maybe do some damage, and maybe get the fight to the ground to where she wants it. But it really wouldn't be wise for her just to keep it standing, because I could see that being that could be, the confidence that Marina needs, the confidence builder where she just keeps going and going and she finds her opening and then she could catch Lucindo, but we all know when Marina gets taken down, like, she can survive and she won't get submitted, but she will drown, right? She will drown on the ground. Because what's crazy is Verna couldn't submit Marina, but Verna did submit Lemos, right? So that just shows you how good Marina's submission defense is there. But eventually, it could happen. It could happen. How do I see this one go, man? Let me see. Marina, man. She was on a 4-fight win streak. And then she went to a 1-3 skid. Only fighter she's beat of significance in her last 4 fights, if you want to call it that, was a rematch with Waterson, somebody who she already beat. She lost to Verna, she lost to Lemos, and she lost to Andrade. So losing to Andrade, that one right there kind of takes some IQ points away from Marina. I'm sorry. That kind of takes a little bit of IQ points down, because Marina is long, powerful, had better footwork, could have escaped a lot of takedown attempts from Andrade, but somehow she still loses that fight. Close, but she loses that fight. So if you lose to Andrade on the feet, I start to kind of put that, I got that little suspect chin. I'd be thinking like, like, look, Marina, one of my favorite fighters to watch. But if you losing to stand-up game to Andrade, and we all know that the blueprint is out. So it's like, I don't know. But let me see. Lucindo, this girl been looking good. This girl's been looking good right now. She's been working on a little bit of everything. She's been working on her stand-up game. Tough. Got some good leg kicks. I'm just kind of replaying the Karolina Kowalkiewicz fight in my head right now. Let me see. What could she do to get Marina off course? Well, one thing I think for Lucindo works for her would be really good calf kicks. Really catching that calf and right behind the knee on Marina, kind of like Andrade did to slow her down. I think that would be good for Lucindo to avoid punches, to keep her out of range of the right hand of Marina and just kind of slowly pick at the lead leg, because you're dealing with a stand-up fighter. Marina needs her legs to fight, of course. Everybody needs their legs to fight. But the thing is, you got to have that foundation. Marina is a stand-up girl, right? So you got to take away the legs that generate the power and to get her out of danger. So I think it's really important she targets that lead leg and just chop away till eventually when she slows it down, she can shoot on her and take her down. One of the things I'd say is, a lot of cage fighting for, Marina, has good elbows and all right tie clinch. But if Yasmin is able to use her whole body up in here and just really press Marina to the cage, because Marina's not that like physically strong. She's tall, but she's not really like a girl that moves you around like Joanna did or like even Manon does. Like, she's tall, but she doesn't really like ragdoll girls like that, So she uses her length, but she don't ragdoll you. So I think it's important for Lucindo to use her youth and her strength and really like press and beat Marina up on the cage there, and then eventually trip her and take her down, and then eventually that's where she needs to be. So I think it just really needs to be a game plan of slowing Marina down and getting it to the mat, because if you got good top control, you can beat her on the ground. If you got good dirty boxing, I think, and just better combinations on the inside, and you fighting in range, because you really don't have to worry about like Marina's jab. That's the one thing. Like, she uses her jab as like a range finder. It's just more so like she throws it out to set up the right hand. Like, flick the jab out to make sure you're in range, and then boom, she catches you with the right hand. That's about it. And there's really no high volume there. So I think, Lucindo just needs to really keep it off balance and off pace for Marina, and not give her the same thing Andrade did, just storming in there. You got to strike to a certain point, but then get this fight to the ground for Lucindo. That's how I see it for her. Marina, man, like, there's just been things I be saying, man. Like, I wish I could tell her team, man. It's just like, let that jab go. Let that freaking jab go, man. Like, you this long and tall, like, don't use the jab as a range finder. Like, she's denying herself. Like, that's why I think Andrade beat her, because she wasn't jabbing enough. Like, you throw the jab, it blinds the fighter and you can knock him out with the right hand. But if you throwing naked right hands and leading with the right, I already know your money punch. So you can either brace for it, or I can duck it. I can predict it and take you down. So I think she just needs to really start popping her jab in the face here of Lucindo. Pop her in the face with it a few times and make her not want to come in, make her not want to get in there, because Lucindo can get hit. Lucindo, she can get hit. You can kind of draw her into a fight. She swings wild too. Ooh, man, I just thought of that too, man. Like, ooh, yeah, Lucindo kind of swings wild. So this could be an easy win if Marina is on her game, man. Like, if she's able to really, I know that sounds crazy to y'all, but if Marina sticks to her straight strikes, and if she was using her jab right down the pipe, and whenever Lucindo throw them loopy punches, boom, right down the middle, right hand, just like how she caught Ebas, So I'm just saying, there's a lot of basic things that I think Marina kind of neglects, and that's what kind of kept her back. Like, a jab, man. Like, look what Pena did with the jab to Nunes in the first fight. All right, like, just so many things. Look what the jab does. Like, when Valentina started using her jab against Grasso, look what it did, and you build off of it. Of course, she started doing a spin kick in the first fight, and that's why she got submitted. But I'm just saying, like, look, when you got that jab going, look what happens. It works, So look at this. Like, when who that's, yeah, I said Pena, Valentina. Who else? Joanna. You know what I mean? Like, Joanna, long and slim. Like, Joanna, she be popping that jab off. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Marina, just do the same thing. Like, keep that jab in the face. Like, Marina could win this fight with nothing but straight punches, because I think that Lucindo is still trying to work on distance management, and her punches aren't that straight. So when she does come in kind of winging shots, you know, you can catch her. You can catch her right down the middle. So we'll see if that's something that Marina and them been studying. Push kicks to the stomach are effective. You know, I think if she gets pushed to the cage, she's got to use elbows to the face, get off of there. She's got to keep her back off of the cage, keep it in the center, you know. With that being said, man, this is another one. This is another tough one right here. I think Marina could win this fight. I really do think Marina could win this fight. Like, I think there are levels to it. Luncindo winning would be really, really good for the division. But if Luncindo lost, she would still be okay. Okay. Like, if Lucindo lost this fight, this would be a learning lesson. Like, that's what I would take from it. Like, if Lucindo loses this fight, she'll learn from it. So I think she can benefit from it either way. Like, I definitely think if she got knocked out in there, she'll be right back. She would be back. Or if she lost a decision, you know, doing something crazy like trying to stand with her, or if her takedowns just weren't on point, I think she could still learn from it. Like, she's going to make it a good fight. But either way, I think it'll be a benefit for her. Marina, on the other hand, she's got to fight, though. You know, Marina's got to get this win. If Marina loses this, she falls down. So I think her mind state knows that, and her team knows that. I think Marina, of course, is levels above. Like, so she's seen different styles. She's been taken down before by some of the best fighters. So I think she would know how to escape from somebody like from Yasmin Lucindo. Like, I don't know if Yasmin Lucindo has that full-on strength like Verna did to keep her down, you know? Yeah, man, this is a good fight. This is a good fight. I'm gonna ask y'all, who do y'all got, man? I'm thinking. I'm still thinking, man. I'm still thinking right here. I am still thinking. You know, because strawweight is not like flyweight. If you ask me who Aaron was going to beat, or Tyler was going to beat, or Fiora was going to, who they were going to fight and who would win, I would always say, oh, Tyler's got it, or Aaron's got it, or Manone's got it. I felt a little bit more confident in picking. But I just think, like, this one here, like, there's some things in there I'm not, there's some things that Lucindo does that I think Marina could knock. I hate to say knockout, but I think there's some things she could do in there, man. Like, I'm really tempted. Yo, Marcus, what's up, man? I was telling Marcus this. I'm tempted, man. Like, after watching fights, there's no way I can say this is going to be easy on both sides. Let me see. Josh said Marina. Closum said Lucindo all day. Sergio said Marina. Okay. Marcus said Lucindo. Okay. All right. What's up, G Frame? All right. Easy said Lucindo has that equalizer, though. She could turn Marina's lights out at any moment. That's what makes it so hard for me. G Frame, Paul, Lucindo. Okay. Easy said, yeah, she has that equalizer. Yeah, she does have that equalizer, but I think they both do. I think really they both have that right hand. Like, I think they have I think they could turn each other's lights off. Really, like, Lucindo hadn't really knocked anybody out, has she? No, she hadn't really knocked anybody out. Like, see, Marina throws a really good textbook right hand that if you step in the wrong way, or you step in careless, she can shut you down with it because she turns it over so nice, you know. Lucindo, she'd be winging shots, though. She'd be winging them sometimes. You know, she'll throw that left hook and miss, but she can catch you with it too. I know Carolina had caught her with some punches. Carolina Kowalkiewicz did catch her with some punches. That's what I'm kind of thinking, man. Like, if somebody with a higher striking IQ or is a really good stand-up fighter, but can Marina keep it standing? Man, You know what? I am Six said Lucinda. What's up, Six? BJ said Marina has an equalizer that she doesn't use. Man, I don't know, man. Like Axel said Lucinda too. Okay, okay. All right, Zama said Lucinda. Okay. He said he'll trust in Nunez's coaching. Yeah, her coaching is like a one-on-one thing. Josh said depends. She got outboxed by Lamos. Yeah, Lucindo's a better boxer than excuse me, Lamos is a better boxer than Lucindo. And you know, she had to worry about that power too. See, the thing is, like, when she fought Dern, yeah, straight up, I had Marina hand winning that hands down because I didn't think Mackenzie Dern had anything for her. But I do think Yasmin Lucindo has some stuff. I think she definitely has some good stuff to offer in a fight like this, and it's going to be rough for her. I'm gonna go with Lucindo by a decision. I think, yeah, I think Lucindo has a well-rounded game, and if she can get the fight to the ground, I think, you know, with Nunes really helping her work on her ground game, I think that's what she's going to focus on too. Like, if she can close the distance and get the fight to the ground for 3 good rounds, I think she will to fight that way. Because I don't think Lucindo's going to do a lot of chasing. You know, I don't think Lucindo's going to do a lot of chasing either. You know, she's going to set her takedowns up. That's why I can't just say, oh, Marina's got it. Like, this ain't Dern. Like, it's hard to pick because of the level gap and the experience gap. But Lucindo is not like a tailor-made fighter for Marina. And Marina is not going to be an easy task for Lucindo at that. But I just think Lucindo's got enough to get the fight down and do what she's got to do. So yeah, I think I'll go with Lucindo in this fight. I think it'll probably be by decision or maybe like a TKO. I don't see her submitting her though. I really don't. I think that it could be something like where she gets hurt, because Andrade did hurt Marina in that second round of their fight, and it kind of put her on the back pedal. Did y'all remember that? Did y'all see her reaction in that fight? Like when Andrade hit Marina with a good right hand and she kind of reeled into the cage. I thought she was about to stop there. I thought she was about to quit. I did. I thought she was about to quit there, but she recovered. I know whenever Lamos hit her in the second round with some hard shots, it kind of put her on the back pedal. It was like, oh wow, she got hit with them shots. It was like, oh man, that hurt. You know, so yeah, I think I'll do Lucindo here. I think she has enough in the IQ and tools in her belt to get a win here. All right. G Franks, I wonder if Marina will match Lucindo's pace, because Marina can be a bit low on output. Yeah. Marina output is a little bit low. That's why I'm saying, like, if she was more of a jabber too, I think her fights would be a little bit more one-sided sometimes, or dominant. Paul said kind of put her on a certain street. Yeah, she did. Easy said, yeah, Marina's chin is a little suspect. Marina don't really get hit like that. You know, she don't really get hit like that. So it might have been just like a first timer, but still, you know. Let's see. All right, let's jump on up to these bantamweights. We're going up to 135 pounds. Okay. I know everybody wants to see this fight now, right? Ketlin Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. Let's talk about this one here. All right. I was looking at the face-off though. Yeah, like size-wise, you know, size don't mean anything, but still, like, yeah, we already knew Ketlin's a big girl. You know, Ketlin is a big girl, but that was never a question for me, thinking like, oh, Ketlin, is she gonna be too small? Is Kayla gonna ragdoll her? That never really been my question. My thing is Ketlin gonna pull that killer out? Like, is Ketlin gonna be starstruck again? From her actions, I mean, Ketlin ain't starstruck. Ketlin ain't impressed by Kayla Harrison. Ketlin is not impressed by Kayla Harrison at all. Like, you know, Misha Tate and the Holly Holm fight, she kind of slowed the pace down on them and didn't go after it. But I don't think she's really feeling Kayla at all like that. But yeah, when you look at these two, like, I mean, yeah, we've already talked about Ketlin's size before. Like, Ketlin should be in a, if they did a featherweight division, Ketlin should be at featherweight, right? Um, I think we're all hoping for a good fight. I think we're all hoping for Ketlin to do something different. But man, like I'm telling you, every time I look at that resume and how, to me, it's all about performances, man. I want to be wrong here. I want Ketlin to prove me wrong here, but I hope this is an Alexa Grasso situation because I ain't betting on nobody here. I ain't betting on Kayla. I ain't betting on Ketlin, nobody. But if Ketlin was able to go in here and maybe do a 180 and just go in here and own the fight and nullify Kayla's strength and outstrike her and beat her up, that would be awesome. That would be awesome too. I mean, wow, okay, yeah. She translated that energy, but it's really hard to see that when I look at the resume, man. Like, yes, Ketlin's fought better fighters, no doubt. But how did she do against those better fighters? That's the question. Like, did she go in there and thrash them? Did she thrash them all? Like, y'all answer me that. Like, I already know the answer, but what do y'all think? Ketlin did fight better fighters, yes. Ketlin's fought better fighters than Kayla, but did she dominate all of them? Did she thrash them all? Did she finish them all? Somebody answer that question for me. I want to know what y'all think. Like, I'm looking at Ketlin's resume right now, and y'all know before she was signed up with this fight, a lot of y'all was saying, that resume don't look too impressive. I mean, it's good names on here. Yeah. She finished Sarah McMahon 7 years ago. She beat Sarge Eubank. Okay. I'm just saying. So Ketlin got a lot of good names. Yeah, Josh. She beat Kat Zingano. Yeah, I know. How'd she do it though? Did she kill him? Not, I don't mean murder, but I mean, did she go in there and like, did she go in there Amanda? Has she Amanda Nunes to anybody? Has she really put anybody out? Coachman said Ketlin had panty on the ground. She didn't do nothing. Okay, yeah. See, I'm just saying. I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question. Sergio says she's going to outstrike Kayla. Okay. Josh said only chick to beat Amanda Nunes. Who, Juliana Pena? Oh yeah. Easy said, how impressive is Kayla's can crushing resume? I think they're even, to be honest. Hey, that's what I'm kind of getting at here, man. This is kind of like a 50-50 thing because MMA math never adds up, but you kind of have to look at who a person beat and how they beat them, and then you look at the other person, who they ran through, why they ran through them. Does that make sense? So all right, so Ketlin's side, I'm looking at who she beat and how she beat them. All right. Then I'm looking at Kayla Harrison's side. I'm looking at who she beat in the fashion that she did and why she did it, why she did that way. Why was she able to run through a lot of fighters the way she was? Well, could be, the youth on her side, the size, the speed, the strength, different things like that. She's able to go through and just run through some of these girls. And yeah, a lot of them weren't on that caliber like that. Ketlin, she's been in the higher level with the UFC, fighting some of the more well-rounded fighters here. And she's won some and lost some. But she's never really just like dominated. Like, it'd be one thing if Ketlin Vieira had like the skills of a Valentina at her size, or again like Amanda Nunes, and she just like ran through Holly, Kat, Misha, Irene Aldana, or some, Yana Kunitskaya. Like, if she destroyed all 5 of them fighters, then I would say Kayla's about to get her behind whooped. Okay. Like, if Ketlin Vieira had destroyed all of them fighters, well, shoot, if she destroyed all of them, she'd probably be champion right now, right? So that would be the title fight. So that wouldn't be the question, but I'm just kind of wondering, like, what is Ketlin going to do that's going to offset Kayla Harrison? That's my question. Like, what is she going to do to offset Kayla Harrison to get her respect here? I'm looking at Kayla Harrison's striking and her striking improvements. I'm looking at what Ketlin was doing against Yana Kunitskaya and Pani. She's got heavy hands. But when she's in motion, she stops sometimes. Like, she'll throw a good combination. I'm like, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa, those are heavy shots. But then all of a sudden, it's like, stops. It just stops. I'm like, why? Why did you just stop? She's backing Yana Santos up, came around the side with a hard right hand, and boom. Then I'm like, why'd you stop? I was tempted to pull up I was going to do a round by round BJ with Miesha Tate in the Holly Holm fight. I started to pick one and do it. Now I was just going to kind of look at what she was doing. And I wanted to see why she didn't finish those two fighters. I just wanted to see, but I think it's just because maybe she's either playing it safe, either she's just trying to play it safe, or she just doesn't want to get caught. Like, maybe it was that Irene Aldana fight. I don't know. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out what Ketlin's going to do at this point. I got my keys to victory. I'll go through here with y'all on what I think could happen and what I think they both need to do here. But let me see what y'all were talking about. Hold on. Easy to me, share mine. oh, you talking about Ketlin and Kayla? Yeah. Like, that's where I'm at with it, man. Like, Ketlin and Kayla, like, somehow you just have to look at what they've both done and how they done it and why they done it the way they done it. And then that will kind of give you your answer in this particular fight, right? Because even like with Holly Holm, like my Holly Holm pick was strictly fan pick for Holly against Kayla, but yeah, Holly's fought all these UFC caliber fighters, but she was losing to a lot and she was decisioning a lot, So when Kayla comes around, young, big, strong, and still undamaged, we all know what the math said. We all know what the math does. We know what's going to result then. We know what the results are going to be. Axel said, how much do you think Kayla will weigh tomorrow in the cage? I think she will be heavier than Ketlin. Kayla must weigh more than 70 kgs in the cage. That huge for bantamweight. I think that she might come in about 165. She did make the weight. Shout out to Kayla for that. That's a lot of work and discipline right there. But I think she might put on about 35 pounds. I think she might come up in there about 165, Axel. Yeah. BJ said, put some respect on Courtney King's name. He said he put that in caps too. BJ said Norma beats Kayla too. Now that's a totally different fight right there. Like, Norma, man, like, I could tell you what Norma could do in that fight, but what Ketlin's done in the past has kind of made me question, man. But Norma, on the other hand, BJ, that Norma, she's on a warpath right now. I mean, it ain't like Norma knocking people out, but I'm just saying, like, her energy, That's how I see that. Let me see, though. I'm going to start with Kayla. I think Kayla in this fight, I think she needs to start off focusing on Ketlin's body. That would be good. I think, with her striking and her pressure, because I think the body would be a good target for Kayla Harrison here, because if Kayla wants to throw body kicks and Ketlin wants to like grab a leg and take her down or try to throw a right hand, I think that Kayla she'll definitely welcome a takedown, feeling like she's a stronger fighter and she's a more active fighter on the ground. I think Kayla, she can work that body a little bit on Ketlin to slow her down early. Another thing I'll say for Kayla is to capitalize on the slow start. I see Kayla Harrison working with Dakota Ditcheva. I see her working in the gym, working on her striking. I saw her jab work against Holly a little bit. It was popping and popping off in Holly Holm's face. Even that head kick she can throw, kind of coming forward. She's been doing them drills and it worked in the fight. I think she just needs to start off a little bit faster. Like, don't use up her energy because Ketlin is strong. And, Ketlin's been 5 rounds too. Ketlin been 5 rounds back to back, Holly and Misha, so don't go in there, blowing your wad. But I think Kayla just needs to get an early start to build up some rounds and kind of break Ketlin down and just kind of break any spirit she has of trying to outlast her or take her down, and blanket her. Kind of beat her, start early, start doing the damage early. And I say that for Kayla. And then eventually, if Kayla finds that opportunity, when she gets her down, don't just look for control, start landing those elbows. Kayla, that's what I'll say. Like, Kayla has some better ground and pound, and she's kind of picking up on being more of an active fighter on the ground than some of these other bantamweights, so I will give her credit with that. Like, she will start hammering you. She was hammering the crap out of Holly and some of these other fighters she's fought in PFL. So, I think it's important that Kayla starts hammering early, when she's getting Ketlin down, because that's something that Ketlin and them, they don't do. They just blanket, so Ketlin did start trying, I think it was in the Yana fight kind of late. But I think Kayla, she can definitely build up a lead on that and possibly get a stoppage. So I think Kayla working Ketlin's body and just starting early and using that ground and pound on the ground, those are the things I would say for Kayla for sure. Ketlin, she's gotta use that reach, man. She's gotta use this power. She's gotta set up these shots. She says she's got the better striking. Is that what y'all said, BJ? She said that she had the better striking than Kayla Harrison. Well, let's see. Keep that thing standing in the center of the cage. She's got a 68-inch reach, right? Throw that long jab out. Target Kayla's nose. Target Kayla's nose and start busting her up. Keep her on the end of the jab and then throw that right hand down the pipe, because that right hand is heavy. Stop being stingy with these punches. That's like her main key. One of her main keys is stop being stingy. Stop being stingy with the strikes and throw that right hand down the pipe, man. Like, put the right hand down the pipe, followed by the jab, and keep it focused on Kayla's nose, Just keep hitting her square in the face with those shots. Like, see what the reaction she'll get, see what the reaction will be. See what kind of reaction you'll get out of her. Pacheco kind of put her on the back foot in the later part of the fight. Keep this thing standing as long as she can, because I think the longer it stays standing, like Kayla, I think she can stand for a period of time, but it's usually to get a fighter down. That's what her strikes are for. But I think that, if Ketlin tries to move and strike for longer periods, it'll frustrate Kayla. Because, all right, number one, you already been 5 rounds too, right? You're a big fighter, big, strong fighter. So work on, make sure takedown defense is on point. Keep it standing for as long as she can, just to frustrate Kayla. Because the longer it stays standing and Kayla can't get it down, I think she's going to be really, really, I think that's going to be frustrating for Kayla. Say if Ketlin is able to push and bump Kayla back and bully her a little bit after hitting her with good 1-2s like Manon did to Aaron, if you just like bump her and push her and hit her with solid shots and use your strength against her, that would be kind of crazy to see. But that's the game plan. Like, that's kind of like the game plan I could see Ketlin kind of executing here, using her long reach and just tapping Kayla with hard punches and then pushing her off, bumping her, and making it that type of physical fight on the feet. But we'll see if she can execute that. I don't really think Ketlin needs to prove anything on the ground to me. But those are the things that I want to see her do. Like, just take it as long as she can for 3 rounds on the feet if your striking is superior. Because we all know if you go to the ground, you're going to make it tougher for yourself because Kayla is going to be a beast on the ground. Kayla's explosive. Kayla has good control. Kayla throws hell of a lot more ground and pound on the ground. And we already seen Ketlin kind of get blanketed by Yana Santos, so ain't no need for that, right? So that's the key to victory for her. I think it just needs to be a stand-up fight for Ketlin, honestly. A stand-up, physical, dirty boxing type of fight. How do I see it going? Like I said, kind of going off of, this is another 50-50 fight though, man. Like I said, kind of going off of like momentum. And now that the question has been answered, like we seen the weigh-ins and how Kayla looked fine. You know, Kayla wasn't shaking and twitching or anything. You know, she looked good on the weight cut. Both of them did. So we know that Kayla will get back up in the weight. She'll be fine. Let's see. I still think Kayla's got just this hunger and movement on her side that Ketlin still hasn't dealt with. You know, everybody else she's kind of fought at a pace that either made her comfortable or it wasn't overwhelming. You know, I think Kayla's going to be a little bit too overwhelming for her, man. Like, I think Kayla Harrison is going to be overwhelming at times, and she will get the fight to the ground. I think Ketlin will be a little stingy again. So I just see Kayla Harrison possibly getting, I could see her getting, honestly, I could see her getting all 3 rounds in this fight. If not, maybe 29-28. Ketlin might have one good round in the first, but eventually when she sees that and feels that strength from Kayla Harrison, I think it's going to catch up down the second and third round. Because, you know, again, Kayla may have been in PFL, but she's fought in championship rounds. This won't be something new. Working behind the scenes with some good strikers. You know, I know she's been hit before. So if Ketlin is not full on committed to hitting her with all she's got, and she's never really done that in the past, I don't see anything changing Saturday, honestly, if you want my honest thoughts. So I'm going to go with Kayla Harrison here by either 30-27 decision or 29-28. Possibly stoppage here. Yeah. All right, BJ says 65-45 for Ketlin. Yeah, if Ketlin pulls it off, okay, yeah, that'd be good. That would be good. Let me see. Oh yeah, easy. And you know that was kind of dirty too, man. Like Ketlin Vieira taking it there, man. I'll be like, Ketlin was being Ketlin must got something against her now, man. She was being personal. Like, you know, I thought that was wrong to call somebody ugly. I mean, Kayla's not ugly, man. Like, come on, like to go out of the way to call somebody that, like, come on. I think it kind of made Kayla feel a certain way too, like, because Kayla didn't really like come straight back either. You know, Kayla didn't, you know, she kind of took it. She just kind of took that on the chin, and you know, she just took it. I thought that was kind of messed up. So Ketlin must really hate her. But like I said, that energy better translate into the fight. I'm looking at Ketlin's UFC stats. She's been taken down twice by McMahon and Tate. That's funny. It's funny how you said that because that's that advertising company on that old show Bewitched. Y'all ever watch that show? I'm showing my age now. There's that old show Bewitched, and that's the name of the company, McMahon and Tate. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, you know, BJ says 65-45 Ketlin. You know, I won't say it's 50-50. I'll lean towards Kayla, but if something crazy was going to happen, yeah, I would definitely say It was bound to, because maybe Ketlin translated it in there, but talk is, we all know talk is cheap, right? Talk is cheap. Her experience is in there, yeah, but talk is cheap. So yeah, I'll say, did you say 65-45? You meant, hold on, B. Did you say 65-45? 55-45, right? Yeah, you meant 55-45. Yeah. 55-45 for Kayla. James, what's up, James? He said, yeah, 65-45 is hilarious. Yeah, 55-45. I say 55-45 for or 60-40 for Kayla. 65-35, Josh. Zama says 50-50 bet bet the house Ketlin is plus 600. I ain't betting on no fights, man. I ain't betting on none of these fights because these fights are all close. No, thank you. NYC Loner, what's up, man? Like I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, okay. Sergio said 55-45 for Ketlin. All right. Okay, so everybody giving their percentages. What's your final pick, though? Who do y'all got for your final pick before I talk about this championship fight here? Ketlin and Kayla. Hey James, I watched that Usyk Fury fight again. That was a good fight. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. That first fight was good, man. Usyk started beating Fury. I forgot, man, how he started whooping Fury up, man. That was a good fight. I was scoring it too. I was scoring it down the line, man. And, I was taking score as I was watching it. And yeah, I had Fury winning like, what was it, like first half of the fight? I gave Fury like, I think it was like 4-2. But then, man, like Usyk just started coming back, whooping him. He won like the last 5 rounds. So I think it was like, I gave it like a 7-5 type of fight. 7-5 or either 8-4 for Usyk. But that was a good fight. Fury was killing his body too, man. Like Fury was tearing that body up. Yeah, I had a 7-5 for Usyk plus the knockdown. Definitely, he was a clear winner. He was definitely a clear winner. I liked Fury's style in that mid part where he was just like tagging. He was just tagging his body. And he was just hitting Usyk with these awkward shots. But man, when he got caught in that 8th round, man, the whole tempo changed, man. He was just like gone, man. Like he wasn't the same after that shot he took, man. Honestly, the referee could have stopped it, man. Honestly, the referee should have stopped it right there. Yeah, Fury was doing work in them rounds, man. He was tearing him up, man. It was good, just good punches too, man. Usyk, I gotta give that guy a lot of credit though, man. He stood in front of Fury, walking him down, and took some of the best, man. Commentators already writing Usyk off. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know why they're writing Usyk off like that. Like, I thought in that particular fight, yeah, the way he was just frustrating Tyson Fury because he was taking so many shots too. Fury threw some nice punches in that fight too, man. Fury was throwing a lot of nice punches, but he still couldn't get him out of there. Yeah, Bivol and Beterbiev, that's a close fight. That is a close fight. Everybody trying to say Beterbiev gonna be old overnight, but I'm like, nah, that dude, he's strong, man. Like he got a late start in the game, but I still think he has a lot to offer. It's the first undisputed championship in like 25 years since Roy Jones. So I think he's coming. Yeah, them uppercuts, man. He was catching. He caught him with a couple of those uppercuts too, and he still kept coming. He was hitting him with that right hand around the side on Usyk. He kept hitting Usyk's body with that right hand. But then, like when Usyk kept backing him into the ropes, he kept on with them hands down, and Usyk was catching him with that straight left hand. Clipped him. Yeah, Beterbiev ain't no puncher, man. He is a puncher, but he's a boxer. That's gonna be a great fight, though, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Usyk rematch now. Usyk Fury after watching that, man. All right, let me go back up here. What y'all say? Okay, Sergio said Kayla, of course, has a good chance. All right, James said Kayla. Close would say Kayla all freaking day. Brian said give me Ketlin for the upset. All right, we got a Ketlin upset and BJ. BJ and Brian said Ketlin. All right, G Frame said Kayla. All right. Y'all said Kayla look pretty during the face off. That makeup helped her look less masculine. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kay. Axel said Kayla. I'm gonna go with Kayla here. Paul said Kayla. All right. I think. Yep. Kayla. Lolita, what's up, Lolita? Okay, Lolita said Kayla. Okay, all right. Might put their picks in there. Let's jump to this main event here. Close this thing out with the main event for the WMMA fans. Man, Juliana Pena looked good at the weigh-ins, man. Like, I mean, as far as her weight too, I just had to say, man, because like she made 135 and she didn't look drained. Like physically, like Juliana Pena's body looked really good, man. Like the muscles too, and like just her face, like her eyes, she didn't look drained, you know. And then when she took these pictures too, you know, they took the new photos. Look at her arms here, man. Like I'm like, wow, like shoot, she been out for 2 years, but Juliana Pena been knocking it down, man. Like I was about to say, shoot, that girl ain't been taking no layoff. Like she been fighting. She must been working hard, man. So working on a farm or something. Cause yeah, Juliana Pena, when she hit the scales, like she didn't look drained, still had her muscle, everything. So now I'm not letting that, you know, I don't want to let that distract my pick now because you know, we know her muscles ain't gonna win a fight. But I'm just saying, like, as far as how she looked ready. She looked ready though. Some of the things that Rocky and Tisha say about each other on the press conference, it kind of makes me wonder. Like, I know Tisha said she gets anxiety. You know, she gets a little anxiety when they're, you know, if they're on the same car. Like, if she knows she's fighting because she knows Rocky's going to get nervous because she's fighting. Somebody asked me that, didn't they? Did somebody in the chat ask me that one day? Somebody asked me, do I think if Tisha or whoever, if Tisha was to lose, would that affect Rocky? And now that I heard like them kind of speak on it, it kind of makes me feel like if Tisha lost, okay, it was Paul. Yeah, if it kind of makes me wonder now that I've heard them speak on each other, if Tisha was to lose and she lost bad, it might affect how Rocky feels, you know? It might affect her going into the championship, you know, her championship fight. So that's a pick right there in itself. Like if Tisha loses, I think Rocky might lose. I think it might affect her that way. So I'm just saying, if it, you know, if it does give her anxiety like that, makes her anxious. But from what I'm seeing, the way Pena looks from training, what has been said, 2 years off, probably maybe revamped her, revitalized her. I didn't really hear anything as far as we really never heard anything of as far as like possible pushbacks of anything being injured. Of course, they ain't going to tell, but I think Pena looks ready here, and I think Rocky's in for a fight. But the thing is, you know, Rocky's, you know, she's tough. She don't do a lot of talk. You know, Rocky's always looking like Rocky. Like Rocky's kind of just like the workman. You know, she work woman that just comes in there, do what she's got to do. She got a job to do, and she'll do it however it needs to be done. Might lose sometimes, she'll be back. You know, so when you look at resumes, you know, Rocky has been a lot more consistent with her victories, you know, like, and that's the thing too. Like Rocky's kind of like a content person. I won't say she's one that you see always dealing with a lot of pressure and been in so many high level fights, but maybe that's why she gets those victories because they just kind of, you know, they kind of go under the radar, you know, there's not a lot of pressure. That's why she's able to put together these wins, you know. But Some people, I think they do a better job of rising to the occasion, and that might be like Pena. When Pena knows she has a big fight, that's when she performs at a high level. Some of her other performances, they've been like, oh, okay, all right, ain't that good. Like even with the GDR fight, she tried, but she lost, So some of her fights, they've been okay, but when it was the Amanda fights, she came in fighting with her heart. So when you just kind of look at that, that's what makes this one kind of close to like, how is Pena going to handle that style of technical style? How is Rocky going to handle that dog style? I don't know. But let's see here. Easy said, I might have to take Pena. She gave Rocky that cold stare of death when they faced off. Pena's a narcissist and hated getting clowned by everyone. Yeah, that could do it. That could be a factor, man. She might be ready to work here. Let's look at Pena, man. What does Pena got to do to win this fight? Let me ask y'all in the chat. Like, I was giving my keys to victory here, which I am, but like, what do y'all think Pena needs to do for Pena to win this fight? Like, let's start with her, man. Like, what does Pena got to do, man? Pena, let's see. I think for one, man, Pena, she really needs to fight at her own pace. I think she needs to push that pace that she likes, but it's got to be controlled now. She's been so reckless in some of her fights where she's getting caught or, setting herself up for failure. I think she's got to put pressure on Rocky. She's got to put some pressure on Rocky, though. She's got to put pressure, but not staying in her face, taking so much damage like she did with Amanda. Like, it's got to be educated, no swinging wild, man. Like, Rocky's technical. So, Rocky likes to stay, Rocky kind of stays in the cut, picks her moments, and then she'll kind of take over and do what she wants to do, once certain girls kind of give her that space to do it. But to me, Pena has to stay busy. She's got to stay busy and busy and tight at the same time, where she's out of range, but extending those long arms and inflicting a lot of damage on Rocky. We all know Rocky and Pena can be cut up pretty bad, so I think Pena really needs to focus on like a lot of pressure here and pressure and damage, to win this belt back. You got to really win those judges over. So, Rocky, if she's trying to get into that groove in the first round or two, and if she can't, that might start to make her a little frustrated. Second round comes, and you still got this tank coming forward that's launching shots at you, and you still can't get it. All right, got to step back again, getting frustrated. So I think Pena really needs, I think Rocky's definitely like technically sharper with her hands, but she has more technique. I'll say that. A lot more technique. But I think that with the basics that Pena's been taught, she can make it work. That's one thing I'll say. Like, if she was making her shots work on Amanda Nunes, who made Rocky quit, I think Pena's definitely got the basics when it comes to like stand up here to make her stand up work. Like, that's why they teach you the basics, because the basics, they'll work, right? At some point, they'll work in a fight. So long reach and using it to her best of her ability as far as being patient and turning them over right. I think that pushing that high pace and fighting behind the long jab for Pena, that could benefit her here. Up and down, going to Rocky's body, and then breaking her down, and then trying to wrestle her down to the ground, and then trying to control on top, and then working in her ground and pound. I think it needs to be that type of high paced fight, and not look for the finish, but work for it. So every round you stay ahead, just work like you are, work like you're working towards the finish and not trying to knock somebody out and go crazy with it. I think Pena's got to take her time with that. Everything she's doing in there has to make Rocky feel uncomfortable, though. It's got to be that type of fight for her. Yeah, Zaman, I think it's got to be, yeah. I think it's got to be constant work. She's always talking, she's got the good gas tank, and, she's always coming forward. For 5 rounds, she did it with Amanda. So I think there's got to be a consistent pace. Sergio said, yeah, she needs to throw combinations. Yeah. Pena has to impose her will, basically. James says she has to out-grapple her. Okay. Sergio said Pena has underrated striking. Yeah, so I agree with those. I think she has to impose her will. And yeah, she's got to throw some combinations, if the first one misses, you got to hit her, catch her with the next, do some damage. But yeah, that pace has to be consistent, man. Like, you got to be constantly on Rocky here. You got to be constantly keeping her off balance and not letting her get into a stance to, be slicking her. Yeah, a lot of pressure. 6, yeah, pressure and pressure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Colostrum, I did see that. Yeah, I was talking about that in my video where, they were talking about who got beat the worst. Yeah, basically. Yeah, a lot of pressure and volume. Zama said recommend to rewatch Pena versus Aldana. Rocky kind of got cooked by the 3rd round from constant work. Yeah, I might check that one out again. I had picked Aldana to win that fight too. I'm gonna go back and look at that one if I got some time today. James said Rocky gonna beat her. I'm mostly going off of feeling, not a technical breakdown. Pena is like a gnat. She won't go away. I hope Rocky's prepared for that. That's the thing. Like, all that pressure, like, what does Rocky got to do? That's the question. Like, I think for Rocky, for her thing has to be the smarter fighter. Like, if she's coming in with basics, fighting her way in behind some long technical pressure punches, Rocky's got to be the slicker fighter here. I think Rocky's got to be in the center, taking her head off the line, catching Pena with that straight jab, with her head off the line like she does, like she was doing the Macy Chase on in them. She's got to hit her, take her head off the line, hit her with that left, hit her to the body, step to the side, and just keep turning her. I think she needs to fight that type of smart fight where you just keep turning her and, keep catching her with either leg kicks or, catching her with catching Pena with body shots. And every time she'll come in with some, with like a body lock, she got to be prepared to hit her with some elbows, man. Like, I think Rocky, a lot of people, we did see her get outstringed by Holly in the past and fighters like that. But, I think Rocky still is a physically strong fighter. I think that she can hold her own in the clinch, but it really wouldn't be wise to stay there too long or try to cage wrestle too much with somebody like Pena who's going to want to grapple and get you down to the ground eventually, So, I think Rocky needs to kind of wait for those moments. Wait for the moments when Pena gets reckless and, you see an opening, like when Pena gives her back up, then you can take it down and try to go for that rear naked. Because, yeah, Pena's got Rocky's got a good submission game. I think she's got a good, she's got decent jiu-jitsu too. Like, let me look at how many people. I know she hasn't finished too many people in a row, but if you sleep on her though, man, she will catch you. Let's see. Because on her win streak, I know she did submit only Macy with a guillotine, but well, she ain't submitted too many people. I know I seen her do some nice ground control. I guess it was on Aspen Lad, or it might have been the other way around. Oh yeah, she submitted on drive before. Yeah, she had more decision wins. So just looking more at like her positioning and her grappling too, it can be kind of underrated. But I think that Rocky just needs to be technical and look for reckless moments here. I think that she's definitely got enough skills to do it, but does she have that resilience? Does she have that? Can she deal with that pacing? That's the thing. Can she deal with that pacing that Pena's going to bring? Can she tame Pena? Because I mean, them last 2 fights with Nunes, man, she had a hard time, man. Like Nunes did have a hard time with Pena. Them 2 fights, we could say, right? Of course, he lost the first, but Nunes won every round. But she still looked like she'd been in a fight. She still looked like she'd been in a fight. Like a hell of a fight with Pena. So if Pena is bringing that type of fight, Rocky might struggle. But then again, styles make fights. Rocky being a little bit more of a slickster in here, or trying to be, she can find her opportunities to avoid a lot of shots and just kind of nullify the work rate. So I don't know. Looking at resume wise, I might, let me see, have to pick. See, I'm still going off a layoff and technique, and just looking at the win streak, seeing a lot of different styles here. I'm gonna still go with Rocky, man. I think Rocky might win this fight, man. I think Rocky might win this fight by a decision. If anybody's able to get stopped here or has the stopping power, I think it would be Pena. Like Pena would get the TKO or the submission. If Rocky was to win, it would probably be by submission or decision, I think. But yeah, I think Rocky might win this fight. It's another one though. Like I said, I really can't say for sure. I'm definitely not confident in any pick on this one, man. Like this card here, no, I ain't confident with any pick. I think more so, I would say Kayla and Ketlin, I'm a little bit more confident in that pick than the rest of the fights on this card. But I would be, leaning more towards Rocky just off of what she's done. And I just think that with that resume, the consistency with the wins and the activity, and learning kind of how to stick to her game plan, she might be able to win here. She might be able to do it. Now, if Rocky doesn't, I'm gonna take away some points here, because I'm like, Pena's reckless. All you got to do is get her into a reckless mind, and start outsmarting and outslicking her. But I don't know. We'll see. What do y'all think, man? Who do y'all got, Rocky or Juliana? I think I might go. Well, no, I'm going to call the fights tomorrow, but I'm going to stop off at a sports bar and get me some food tomorrow. I'm going to get me some takeout from a sports bar, probably bring it home, and then call the card. Got this place here. I don't really eat hot dogs that much. Like it's my cheat day tomorrow. So I always do wings, man. So, or tacos. I might grab these like grilled franks, man. I might get these grilled franks and some and a burger tomorrow. Yeah, I might do both. So yeah, I'm gonna probably stop off to a little bar and get this food from. It's really good food there too. Like these bacon cheese fries. Yeah, it's a cheat day tomorrow, so I think I'm going all out on my cheat day. I might fall asleep on y'all after I eat that food. Oh, Two Beast, what's up? Two Beast said he got fourth win in the 4th round. Let me see. All right, so Easy said, do you see a slugfest? I think Rocky has a bit more to prove in this fight just because it's Juliana. She might let the hands go. There might be a couple of slugfests. Like there might be like an exchange at the end of the 5th round, Easy E, just to kind of close it out. Or somewhere in like the 3rd and 4th, when the fight starts to get ugly. I don't really see like a slugfest in the first 2 rounds, but maybe once somebody starts bleeding and they both get to taste the blood and they both want to put on like a good show for the people, I see a slugfest maybe like to close out a couple rounds. Colostrum said, who is physically stronger? Who is physically stronger? Rocky has a pretty good clinch game on the cage. She is pretty strong. Juliana Pena, she did have some pretty good success with Valentina and even like GDR. She's pretty strong. I think maybe like pure physical strength. Kind of even, but I would probably give the edge maybe to Juliana. And again, no, I don't know. I might say Rocky because Rocky's dealt with some big girls. I think Rocky might be a little bit stronger. Yeah. Um, I'm looking at strength as far as like being able to last too. Oh, and mental strength. I might say, yeah, I would say if it's like, yeah, well, you said physical strength too. So I think I would say Rocky. I'd probably give her the edge there. Right. All right. Zama said he's got Pena, James Rocky, G Frame Rocky, T2B said he got Pena. Brian said he got Rocky. Axel said he got Pena. Six said Pena by submission. James said, I think Rocky makes it clear. Okay. 2B said, yeah, Pena. Okay. I'm really not confident in my pick, but I'm going with Pena. Sergio said, okay. James said they tap sure, but not mentally quit. Yeah, Brian said Rocky is not going to be as easy to hit as Amanda. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think styles make fights, and I don't think that she'll be as easy to hit. I think Amanda kind of got drawn into that type of fight too in the first two times. All right, Paul said Rocky. All right. All right, Colton said Pena all the way. Okay. It is a pretty tight fight, it looks like. Easy said, I'm changing my pick, Pena. Okay. All right. Well, you got until fight night. Let's see. So, farewell fight for Carla and Tisha. I think I'll go with Carla. Marina and Yasmin. I think I'm going with Yasmin. I'm really, really not positive on that one either. But if Yasmin does come through, yes. Okay. James said, "What's my pick?" Oh, Rocky. I'm gonna go with Rocky. Kayla. Yeah, I got Kayla gets Kayla, and yeah, I'm gonna stick this one out with Rocky. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rocky by decision. I'm gonna go with Rocky by decision. That the only pick I'm really, really Colton said over Marina. Yeah, the only pick I'm really not sure about is Marina Yasmin. I know that sounds crazy because Yasmin's young and ready, but just honestly doing my research, Marina has a good chance to win. I think so. That'd be like that's the only one I'm not as sure about. Who do you think's better, jiu-jitsu, Pena or Myra? I remember Rocky was getting her back taken by Myra. Pena or Myra? I think Myra Buena Silva does have better jiu-jitsu. She just keeps getting drawn into these fights like she's some type of slugger now. Like I think Myra has better jiu-jitsu. I gotta take some points away because Pena got submitted by GDR. So I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like, she went right into a guillotine and she got put to sleep. So, and yeah, Myra did like get the back a few times. I know Julian. I would say Juliana Pena got better wrestling and some better ground control, but when it comes to submissions, I think Myra Buena Silva can be more deadly. but she just likes to stand too much, man. Like she thinks she's some type of slugger now. Like that's why Manon kicked her and knocked her down. But she won't really like get into like a good grapple fest where she's because who else? She submitted Jillian Robertson too, right? Yeah. She submitted Jillian. She submitted old girl. What's her name when she came into the bantamweight division? I can't remember, but she thinks she likes to box and strike too much, man. Easy said, "Come on, nope, nope." She got submitted. So Myra Winter Silva, I would say Myra Winter Silva is better. Brian said all my picks are fan picks except Marina versus Lucindo. I got to pick one, so I'm gonna go with experience. Yeah, I kind of want to pick Marina not for fan pick, but I kind of want to pick Marina as just the pick because I don't know, man. I think she might win that fight. That might be the only pick I would change. Yeah, Stephanie Egger. Okay, yeah, Stephanie Egger. I know those aren't like high level people she submitted, but still, like she did submit Holly too, right? Technically, she submitted Holly. Remember the ninja choke? It was a no contest, but she still choked Holly. I mean, she got popped, but it took some technique to get that submission, right? Blood Throne, what's up? Blood Throne WMMA said Carla, Marina, Kayla, and Juliana. That's kind of what I want to change my pick to. I'm already picking Carla, Kayla, and Juliana. I'm gonna think about that Marina fight. I might switch up on y'all tomorrow night. We'll see. I'm still watching some fights and see what I see. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. Like Marina has fought at a high level. I still think she has enough left in her to make it interesting. Easy said Carla, Lucindo, Kayla, and Pena. Okay. Paul said Tisha, Lucindo, Kayla, and Rocky. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, right now. I'm Carla, Lucindo, Kayla, and Rocky. Let's see. Let's see if Carla can do it, man. Do y'all think that they'll do a face off if Kayla wins? Do you think she'll face off against the champion? Do you think they won't? They probably won't miss that opportunity too, because Kayla talks a lot. So, but Juliana did mention that in the interview. She said I don't know anything. She said we'll see. Juliana Pena did say like if she was to win, like she don't know what the UFC would have up their sleeves if they would do that. But she said we'll see what happens. They already missed the Manon opportunity. Right? They missed the Manon opportunity. So let's see if they missed the Kayla opportunity, to do a face off here with the winner. Close said, I heard they kick the fighters out of the arena after they fight. I've heard that too. Wonder Boy or Buckley? I'm gonna go with Buckley. If Kayla loses, she's gonna cry in the locker room, and then it's back to the ice cream. Yeah, bantamweight's been pretty good so far. We had two good fights last week. They were, of course, the lower level fights, but that's kind of showing us what we have to work with. But this little mini tournament we got going on looks nice too. So yeah, if Kayla wins this fight, man, I know everybody going to guarantee her the belt here because you got to wonder, man, like if Kayla wins this fight, What type of firepower does Rocky or Pena have for her? To be said, if Kayla and Juliana win, the UFC would do the face off. Yeah. I think if they both win, they'll probably do a face off there. They better if they want to save the bantamweight division. Yeah. Khalil. Yeah. He has a puncher's chance, man. Khalil has a puncher's chance to put Alex out of there, but Alex being much more technically disciplined and sound, man. We'll see. It's not going. I don't know, man. It might not even go one round. Six said I'm going with Alex, but betting on Khalil. I'm rooting for Khalil, man. I want to see him get it. Khalil, man, stepping up. I think the UFC wants Caleb Pena, so do I. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, like I'm picking Rocky, but Pena Caleb would be a little bit more fire for the division, wouldn't it? It would be a little bit more crazy. All right, we still got like about 26, 30 people. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Been in here for about an hour now. We've been talking about 307. I was looking at Khalil's grip strength too. You know, they were doing their little grip strength. Khalil had like what was it, 162 pounds? That was his grip strength. I think Alex's was what, 120 something. I was like, dang, Khalil could crush somebody's neck. I think Killer's brought the heat at the presser. Pena's not bringing too much anymore. Vieira brought it to a degree. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alex was 156. What was 159? Okay. What? Yeah. Khalil's was like, yeah, it was up in the 60s. All right. Yeah. 2B said, I missed the live about Jackie. What did you think? I thought she looked great for 2 weight cuts in 5 weeks and a 2-week notice. I thought she looked good. I think that she needed to get that KO whenever it was there, though, because I thought it was wide open. I don't think the KO would have cost her any more energy. It probably would have gave her, it would have taken away some of that extra energy she put in the fight. I thought, when she found an opportunity, I thought she looked good. I thought she just needed to go in there and take her out when the opportunity was there. Because you see it went to a split decision. So I'm just like, knock that girl out. You ain't gotta worry about it. Because the knockout was there. I thought knockout was there. Ketlin got out grappled by Yana. Yeah, I was watching that last night. Closum said, am I using MMA math for saying that Ketlin was getting held against the cage by Holly for a long time? So I don't see how she can outmuscle Kayla in the clinch. I would say that's just more of an observation there. I mean, because Closum, I'm saying like, well, it's using logic because you're saying that if Ketlin was held by Holly, who's strong, but Kayla is stronger, then how is Ketlin going to outmuscle Kayla if she couldn't outmuscle Holly, right? So those two kind of go hand in hand. Like if they're in that certain position, same position, then I don't see Ketlin outmuscling her like that. Like, because even like with Yana against the cage, she was having a hard time getting Yana down in the first round, Because I was watching that first round and I was like, okay, Ketlin is huge. Ketlin is huge and Yana is too, but she was having a hard time getting her down in that first round. Whereas you see Kayla's taking down some big girls. So some of these girls just aren't really like in tune with their strength. Holly is pretty in tune with her strength. So imagine somebody a little bit bigger than Holly that's well in tune with her size and explosive, you know. So those are just things to factor in. Which fight is everyone most excited for tomorrow? Marina and Lucindo. I'm excited for Marina Lucindo, and I'm actually excited about the championship fight a little bit. Definitely Marina and Lucinda. I feel like that's kind of been going under the radar. Easy said Khalil gonna look good until you get caught by that hook. Get ready for that chicken dance. Hey, I'm gonna be right while I'm eating some. I might be snacking on some wings right when that chicken dance come in. Oh, Pena by Crazy Swings Mastermind. Oh man. But yeah, we tune in. Y'all tune in tomorrow. You know, we're gonna be tuned into this card. Blood Throne said, is Caleb bigger than Nunes? Whew. Caleb's huge. Caleb gets up to like what? I think Holly, no, Nunes probably gets up to like 170, she said during her times off at featherweight. But Kayla be like 180 something. Six said wings are always a go-to for me. Yeah, I still might wind up getting the box of wings too, man. Because I'm gonna go up to like I said, I'm going up to this bar, sports bar, really good food. And I might try to do that before the card starts or during the card. We'll see. I might do a little intermission or whatever and go snatch up some food. Easy to say I'm going with nachos. All right. I'm gonna go with some bacon cheese fries, man. This place got some good bacon cheese fries. I don't really eat fries too much anymore, but like I said, I got to having one of the cheat day. Let's see. Bacon cheese fries. These grilled franks with chili and onions. Chili, onions, and cheese. That's some food I can't do every day like that, man. That would kill. Yeah, I'm excited about all these fights too. Yeah, definitely. Good card with four. Good four women's fights. You know, that's why I say we we're gonna be in for a treat, I think. Now let me just look at the whole card here. Okay, so tomorrow early prelims start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So y'all come over here about 6:30. I'll probably be on there because Carla's the second fight. Let's see. Court McGee versus Tim Means is open in the card. Then you got Carla Esparza versus Tisha Pennington. Third fight on the early prelims is Ryan Spann and Ovince Prokes. Ovince Brooks. Preliminary card starts at 8 p.m. You got Cesar Almeida versus Ihor Peturia. Austin Hubbard, Alexander Hernandez, Marina Rodriguez, Yasmin Lucindo, Stephen Thompson, and Joaquin Buckley. Okay. The main card, Caitlin Vieira, Kayla Harrison, Roman Doltz, Kevin Holland, Jose Aldo, Mario Bautista, Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena. In the main event, Alex Pierda, Khalil Roundtree. I know it is a pay-per-view card. Parts of it seem like a UFC fight night card, though. Not saying like it's a bad card. I'm just saying like through some of the fight, when I was reading some of the names, I was kind of thinking UFC fight night card, but yeah, it's a pay-per-view card, so. The king is back. Kayla's gonna be much bigger than she was in the pressers. Oh yeah, she's gonna be a lot bigger. Next card is better, but it already lost Gon Volkov. Yeah. But yeah, man, should be a good card tomorrow. Y'all come on back over tomorrow about 6:30, and we're gonna be watching some fights. We'll be watching some fights, and tomorrow, if anybody wants to give their opinions on any fights, there'll be a link in I'll leave a link in the comments if y'all want to give like a quick reaction to the fights in between calls. So I'll do that. Easy. So I want to touch on how disrespectful Kevin Holland was when Kayla was talking. She earned her moment. Let her speak. Yeah. Closum said, "Did you see Ketlin almost miss weight? She had to use the black curtain box." Oh, okay. I got to go back and look at that. I know everybody did make weight because I saw the pictures and stuff, but I didn't. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Ketlin's a big girl too, man. Ketlin is big. Yeah. Easy. Say you wanted to touch on that. Yeah. Whenever. Did you say you want to touch on that tomorrow or? Yeah, because actually, a lot of the seemed like a lot of the questions went to the women this time, especially like Juliana Pena and Ketlin and Kayla Harrison, and then Rocky had to chime in against Pena. So I I wasn't knocking it. A lot of people getting mad that this is a title fight, but to me, like low key, like I said, this is probably gonna be a good fight. Like, what do y'all think? I already think this is gonna be better than Carla Rose too. Look, I at least have that much faith in this fight. Okay, I think Rocky and Pena is definitely going to be better than Rose Carla too. Now, I think it's going to be better than that. Hold on, let me pull this link up. Hold on, let me see. I can pull this link up. I'm trying to pull your link up, Colostrum. Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh boy, what are y'all talking about? Who is Vieira? Vieira said Holland is getting a pass. He only gets a pass because he's black. Come on, man. Get out of here with that noise. I ain't never got no. When did we ever get? When did we ever get passes for being black? Where are we getting that from? Come on now. I mean, yeah, yeah. You get out of here with that noise. When do people get a pass for being black? Now, when did that happen? When does that happen? Like nobody says that about Conor McGregor. Like y'all love Conor, people love Conor McGregor when he acts a fool. Everybody gives Conor McGregor or Ryan Garcia a pass for acting stupid, but why is it Kevin Holland gets a pass because he's black? Like when were black people getting passes? Like I missed that. I missed that day. Like shoot. I must have been in the bathroom when they were passing those things out. When did that happen? Oh, hey, Easy, did you get a pass? Brian, did you ever get a pass? Y'all didn't tell me about these passes they got. I wouldn't have had to work hard all my life. Dang. Shoot, I could have been chilling, man. Shoot, me and my dad could have been chilling all of this time with these passes that we're giving out. I get sick of people talking that trash. Keep it WMMA, people. Keep it WMMA, because if you don't know it, don't speak it. Shoot, my dad, he could have got a pass for years, and he wouldn't have had to deal with the stuff he dealt with. So I'm just saying. He said I never got a pass because I was like I had to work harder. Exactly. That's what it is. What you talking about, man? Like, people think of all. Come on, man. All right, what I misunderstand, Brian? You gotta tell me, man. Like, what am I misunderstanding about him getting the pass for being black? You gotta tell me. Because I mean, I've heard that before, and I've heard it all. So I just want to hear your take on it. Like, how would I misunderstand that? 2B said a Pena fight is bound to be full of action. I don't see why so many people knock it. People don't people don't talk, they complain about them being boring. They talk and bring eyes to the fight. Everybody still complaining. Of course they do. Yeah. And no Apple analogies, Brian. I mean, because if somebody's rude, that's all it is, right? If somebody's bad, if somebody's rude, or if they just have no home training, that's all it is. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with bringing up nothing like that. So I don't see how that's misunderstood, you know? That's how it should be explained. You know, if somebody's wrong, there's no color involved. It's just, oh, that person has no home training, or that person is just bad, or whatever you want to call it. People just don't like Pena. He says she's annoying, but she's pretty. Got to take the good with the bad. Yeah. Yeah, they don't. So she just has to use that to the best of her advantage. You're right. Yeah, just use that to her advantage. You'll keep your fans that think you're pretty, and you'll keep the people that want to see you lose. Yeah, you can't save that, James. You can't save that. You can't save that. I've been around too long, and around that too long, and every time that's brought up, you know where the person is getting at. I've had a lot of arguments with people, or just disagreements with people, and we just keep it on the level. We just keep it on what we're talking about. Like, what you look like, what you were born as, it has nothing to do with it. Six said Pena is slick with showmanship. Yeah, and out of the four fighters up here, she's doing a good job of it. And then Kayla Harrison, she is too. She's she's doing what she got to do. As much as people complain, they're gonna keep watching Pena. They're gonna keep watching what she's doing. Oh, excuse me. Brian said I took it as him saying Holland is strange and weird, like it's odd on a black dude, so people just let it slide. No, if you look at his name too, like what he's getting at. Like, he didn't mean it that way. And regardless, like, You saying you had to, you heard this before, but maybe you haven't, Brian, but around my way you hear it a lot where people, they try to say, oh, black people have it easy now, or we're getting past this now. That's what he's talking about. He's trying to say that black people always have it. They get away with a lot of stuff now. That's basically what he's saying. And I've already heard that before, so many times. And I'm like, what past are you talking about? Like, how are we getting it off easy with what? What are you talking about? That's what he's getting at. He's trying to make it one of them little political things. I'm just kind of like, yeah, be quiet with that noise. Don't spread fake stuff and lies. Wrong is wrong. That's all it is. Easy said, Combo, Combo, I actually liked how she was a spokesman for the UFC when she was champ. Can't hate on that. Dana sure appreciated it, though. He don't like Pena that much. Even though he don't like Pena that much. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, as long as she's there, she's gonna keep the division alive, right? Like, even whenever she did speak up years ago, a couple years back, when she spoke up for the title fight when she was number 7, I was like, yeah, okay, get it. That's what kind of makes me interested to see her and Valentina fight again. Like, I that's a rematch I would like to see Pena in again, because I think the trash talk would be to another level from Pena, and that would push a Valentina fight even more now. Like, if I could see any Valentina rematch, that's the one rematch I would like to see. To be said, you bring up a great point, and women got way more questions than mic time, thanks to Kayla and Pena. Yeah, they did, and I enjoyed it. No, James, I always had Better BF. I never had Bibble. I'm going with Better BF. I'm hyped, yes, but I've been going with Better BF. He's been my pick. Caleb bring attention to the division too. No, yeah, no. I always had Better BF. I've been picking Better BF since day one. I picked Bibble to whoop Canelo, and I pick him again to beat him in a rematch. But yeah, for sure. Easy said Pena would draw the narcissism all the way out of Valentina. Now Valentina would cook her with facts. That's one rematch I want to see, man. What's one Valentina rematch y'all want to see? Like, out of all her fights, please don't say Nunes 3. What's one fight you would want to see Valentina run it back? I want to see her and Juliana fight again, because I don't want to see Grasso for the 4th time. I don't want to see Nunes for a 3rd time. Don't want to see her fight Andrade or Holly. I think, that's like the only other worthy rematch Valentina would have on her record, or she could do, is Juliana Pena. She was having a good first round. Pena it was okay, and she got stopped. Coloso said, I want to see none. He said, I want to see Manon and Natalia. Yeah, I definitely want those. But if you could have a rematch, one fight, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler. I know James don't want no rematch because he don't want to see no risk of her losing. But she might lose anyway when she takes on Manon. I was gonna say BJ James. Okay, Colton said Tyler. Yeah, Tyler is probably that was low key. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're right, James. Risk of losing what? Yeah. Well, when Manon comes up, we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, you gonna want a rematch when Manon wins, though, right? 2B said Pena is the biggest, but that Carmouche trilogy is fire. Man, if they did a Carmouche, if they did like a Valentina Carmouche fight for a third time, I would not call that fight. I'd report Valentina and Liz's Instagrams to get them shut off so they can't promote that fight. I'd be reporting all their social media just to get their social media shut down, and I would not call that fight. Closum said, did you see Val say in a recent interview that she has never seen any of Manon's fight? Did she say that recently? Come on now. I know she said that about Natalia Silva. She said she ain't seen none. Was it Natalia Silva or Karine Silva? One of them. She said she didn't see either of their fight. She didn't see Manon fights, though. Come on now. Grasso be watching it though. Grasso be watching though, because Grasso, when they was breaking the flyweights down, Grasso was on point with everybody. She was studying everybody. She was like, "Oh yeah, this person does this. Oh yeah, I seen this person. I seen that person." Well, maybe Valentina don't. I don't know. Maybe she don't watch fights. But the thing is, like, wouldn't you have seen maybe like at least one or two, just to say, "Oh, who's next in the division?" But you got some boxers say they don't watch fights. You know, some boxers say they don't watch tape and they don't watch fights. They say the trainers do. So maybe she didn't. I mean, it just seemed like you would see maybe one, you know, at least one or two. At least Clarissa Shields, she'd be like, I see all of it. She'd be talking. Clarissa, everybody talk about how she be talking junk. Clarissa, she's a great commentator. Like Clarissa, she knows the game. Like she watches fights. She knows fighters. Easy said, you know who I always wanted to come to the UFC and be sacrificed, Valentine Ali Malay. I can't stand. Don't say that, man. Easy, you gonna bring BJ up out of here. You know BJ ain't gonna like that. Cohen said, yeah, it was Kareem. Yeah, okay, it was Kareem Silva. It was Kareem. Have you seen Easy? Have you seen Ali Malay's her debut fight before? Okay. At 9:23. All right, Manon is your next opponent.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, let's say it is Manon next, because I think that's what a lot of people think. She came up for a really big win in her last fight. How do you look at that fight stylistically? Because Manon's a really good striker. You're a very good striker. I think that would be one of the most exciting matchups in the division. How do you look at that fight if it was to happen? I didn't have a chance to see her fights yet. Okay, no problem. But yeah, definitely knowing that she has like into her recent fights.
Oh, she ain't seen none of her fights yet. But that's why I said that's where fighters have to capitalize, man. Like, Close from trying to get me to do a video on it now. I know that's why he sent it. You know I'm about to do a video on this now. I'm about to make some people mad again. Paul said, "Combo, what did you think about Serrano versus Katie 2?" Oh, I'm hyped for that. I'm really not sure who to pick this time. I picked Serrano the first time. Katie takes a lot of punches too, though, man. Katie, she takes a lot of punches. I'm really 50-50 on it now, but yeah, I'm really not feeling the main event. Katie and Serrano, Katie and Amanda need to be the main event. Let me just say that they need to be the main event. To be said, I need this Manon Val fight ASAP, man. I'm dying to know how that goes. I know 2B, you want that fight so you can get straight to the Natalia Silva fight after, right? It's been a while since I saw Alima's first fight. Check that first fight out, man. I just want to see if you remember who she was fighting, man. Go back and watch that fight. Or don't even watch it. Just go back and look at who it was. Yeah, Grasso's a fan of the sport. Shevchenko's a fan of herself in the sport. Oh man, that's funny, man. I mean, hey, I mean, it got her the belt, but I'm just saying. He said Grasso is a genuine fan of the sport. He said Shevchenko is a fan of herself in the sport. Oh man, I mean, look, yeah, she ain't seen none. She said she ain't seen none of Manon Fiora's fight. So I just kind of think, yeah, like when you do that, yeah, you focus on yourself in the sport, but all the while somebody else can keep watching you. That's why I say fighters like Grasso and Manon, like they need to just keep watching her and focus on her weaknesses and build up their strengths that can destroy her weaknesses to win the fight, you know. Johnny said, who would you pick between Kayla and Cyborg? I would pick Kayla. No. I would sorry. I would pick Cyborg. At 155, yeah. Well, no, 145, I would pick Cyborg for sure. 155, it would be kind of interesting, but I would still pick Cyborg. Yeah. James said your girl Dakota is a huge fan of the one. She's already prepared to bow down. Oh, you talking to Zaman? I know you're talking to Zaman. Closeman said, you know that Lisa girl, that dude be hyping up in the chat. She got beat up again. She got beat up again. Lisa Kuriku, she got. Oh my. He said that dude. Shout out to Josh. I think it's Josh, right? Yeah, be hyping her up. I don't know, man. Shoot, Lisa, she gonna need some work, man. Cause shoot, my girl Shannon Clark got KO'd, man. Like I don't know if she want that yet. That UFC smoke yet, so she gotta wait. Cheyenne Bowers, I'm looking at her now. I want to see what she can do. I want to see what she's able to do. All right, 2B said, nah, I want to just see how Manon looks against the caliber of a challenge. Yeah, I definitely want to see it for that. Lolita said she got Kayla in a Cyborg fight. Yeah, Cyborg and Pacheco is in 2 weeks now. Mastermind said, like it or not, Shevchenko's all-time great in that division. O-line is still alive. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, she's still alive, man. Johnny said, I wouldn't mind have seen a rematch between Tyler and Valentina. Yeah, had it been right then, yeah, I definitely would have I would have loved to seen it as that next fight. Cyborg Pacheco, I probably go with Cyborg, man. I probably would go with Chris Cyborg too in that fight. If it was 155, I would probably put it both, probably lean more towards Pacheco just because she had more power there and strength, I think, at 155 and done it more. G Frame said, I'm happy to report that Hostility's IG page is back up and she appears to be training. Oh, snap. Let me go pull it up. Maybe I need to interview her one day, right? She's going to BKFC, right? Let me interview her, man. Hostility, man. G Frame is low-key her promoter, so I'm going to try to reach out to her. Oh, I was already following her. Snap. No wonder. Yeah, I was already following her already, but I just hadn't seen her. I guess, yeah, it was shut down. It definitely looks like she's trimmed down too. Yeah, Hostility got some talent, man. She can't waste it in these backyard fights. She need to take that talent straight to BKFC or like real boxing or shoot, even MMA now, Go get you a contract over at 1FC at some point. I mean, yeah, she should have more. Like she got 12,000 followers now, but yeah, shoot, need the Chief Frame said I would 100% manage Hostility. Yeah, we might have to bring her over here on the channel, man. I'm gonna try to get her over here. All right, maybe in the next week or so, maybe I'll reach out, maybe try to do an interview. I got to get back into interviewing again. I mean, I ain't got to, but come on, you talking about Maria Rios and or Emily Ducote that Alima was fighting? No, I mean her very, very first fight. Her very, very first fight where she was fighting that woman dressed up in like street clothes. You know, they said she looked like a soccer mom. I don't even remember her name. I'm talking about that very, very first fight where the lady came in dressed like a school teacher. You know, and it was everywhere. It was just online. That's why everybody was like, "Is this a joke?" You know, because the lady didn't look like a fighter. So, James Press, I just watched a YouTube short about your girl talking about the one being her inspiration, and then she would be her dream match. Sergio said the soccer mom. Yeah. Was that an amateur fight or was that actually on her resume as a legit fight? Let me see. What Katie Castro ended in 10 seconds. That was like 9 years ago. Yeah, Katie Castro. That was her first and only MMA match. No, she's 0-3. She's had 3 10 years ago. Dang. And she's got stopped every time in the first round. 10 seconds in, 28 seconds in, and 20 seconds in. And then she quit. She was done. Katie Castro. Was that an amateur fight? Hold on now. That don't look like no amateur fight. No, hold on now. No. That's not an amateur fight. That was the first professional fight. Easy. Amateur fights. You go to Tapology. No, that's her pro debut. Alima Lay was 0-0 and she was 0-2. That was her first. That was her first fight. Then she went to Bellator. I knew that joint was a professional fight. That wasn't no amateur fight. That's why everybody was kind of giving it a big stink, man. You know, that's why I was remembering. I was like, wait a minute. They said this is her pro debut. James says she barely knows the Silva. She thinks she watches girls outside of the UFC. G. Frank said, I watched the interview where McFarlane went to reveal that Katie Castro. Oh, she crapped herself. Wow. Probably shouldn't have been in there. Well, I mean, I've been to boxing matches where you've seen guys that didn't need to be in there. Now, a couple of times that happened. Easy. I'm gonna tell y'all this. A few times when I've been to boxing matches when they thought that the other guy wasn't supposed to be in there because they were trying to feed the guy a taxi driver, a cab driver, a can, like they say. The can winds up knocking the dude out. I've seen that. I remember it happened in the main event one time, man. That jump happened in the main event. They brought the guy in like Target shorts and regular old generic, just clothes, and he came in and he iced the guy. That was the main event. I was like, oh, yeah, sometimes you just can't do that. You think it's gonna be easy. Thought he was gonna lay down, but he came in and got him a win. He never fought again. Yeah, I don't follow her a lot. Easy. I really don't. Like, I'll check her out every now and then. Like, I've seen some of her fights, but I haven't really checked her out too much. Like, on that level of watching her. I know Kate Jackson. I wanted her to beat her. Kate Jackson was my favorites from Bellator. She was in the Tough House. Johnny said the bride from Kill Bill would have been a triple champion in the UFC. Oh wow, she said that about Deanna Bennett too. Dang, she be talking trash. Um, Colossus said, if Lucindo do win, how do you see her style matching up with the top 15, top five? I think depending on how she wins this fight and what we see, like if she's able to use a little bit of all her tools, I think that her style could be a big threat. Like I actually think Lucindo might be a bigger threat for Yan Janan, man. If you be real, like Tabitha Ricci, we'll see, man. Like I'm not sure what she's gonna do, but let's see what happens in that fight, man. Let's just see. I'm still picking Yan in that fight, but I actually think Yasmin Lucindo might have more of a style that could get through Yan Xiaonan. Now, when she gets in there with girls like Suarez and Verna, that's where it gets tougher. That's where it's going to get tougher. But I think that her style is like the way she's learning and the way she's kind of well rounded. I think she's got more of a top 5 type of style. That's just me, man. Johnny said, "Who has been your favorite female boxer of this year?" Favorite of this year, I just like Amanda Serrano a lot. Let me see. I'm trying to think. What's that one girl's name that did fight Katie Taylor? That I thought she had won against Katie Taylor. What is her name? She had the rematch. Yeah, Amanda Serrano is probably like always one of my favorites, this year. Who has been your MMA woman fighter of the year? Let me see. I'm not sure who I would say has been my favorite of the year so far. There's been a lot of good fighters this year. I might have to think on that one. Sadly for the Wei Li fans, they can't say Wei Li because she hadn't. Well, she did fight once, right? Yeah, she fought Yan Zhana. I'm just saying, been nice to see her have more fights this year. 2B said, "I know you're a proud advocate for the jab. Why on earth do so many MMA fighters underutilize it? Is it coaches or the fighters to blame?" It could be a mixture of both. Yeah, Chantel Cameron, Paul. Yeah, Chantel Cameron. I like her. I liked her this year, and I did like Sandy Ryan and Michaela Mayer's fight. Johnny said, "Who wins between Clarissa and Alicia?" I would go with Clarissa. Clarissa too. Yeah, she did some good things. She did fight that one girl this year. That wasn't really like a big fight though. Why don't MMA fighters utilize it enough? Coaches. I think it's a mixture of both. Sometimes I think it could be just coaches that don't really teach some of those fundamentals that come from like basic boxing. And sometimes I think some fighters, they want to just score knockouts and they don't understand that importance. So I think it depends on what's going on in the camp, like what's being addressed. Like you might have a trainer that says to use it, but the fighter's too stubborn to use it. And then you might have a coach that just doesn't teach it because they want to teach power punches. So then the fighter comes in ignorant to it, So it could be a mixture of those things in there, but I think it, man, next to the calf kick, like they should be teaching both of those, because calf kick, shoot, that's like my next favorite weapon in MMA, man. Next to that jab, like when that thing be landing, I mean, you're basically breaking everything down when you take that leg out. I mean, I would say even that might be more important. Some fighters ignore that. Shoot, Carol Rosa don't though. Whaley got KO about 5 times by Yan. Dang. How many times did she get dropped? Like 4. I'm always asking that question. Senicia Estrada, She's okay. Like I guess I just haven't really seen like her in there with competition. I've seen like a few of her fights. Wasn't she the one that knocked out another girl that didn't belong in it either? She fought like a soccer mom too, man. Like she about killed the girl, and I don't know what that woman was doing in there with her anyway. And this was on like DAZN too, right? It was like a first round knockout. Let me see if I can find it. It was like 2 3 years ago. That woman got knocked out. She didn't even belong in there. Was that her? Yeah, it was on DAZN, man. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a bum fight, but I you know I'll watch her, but I don't really know like as far as like resume her being tested. Maybe it's just because of the fighters that she's around. Maybe it's just her weight class. Yeah, she didn't have her hands up nothing. Looked like she got hit one time. I think she was ready to go. Yeah, 2B said me too. Love a great leg leg kick game, and body work is also underutilized. Man, I like I've been watching, just Edson Barbosa's like body punching as of lately too. I was loving his work to the body, man. Sergio said it was Katie Castro's sister. Oh man, let it not be, man. Come on now. Who would win between Layla Ali and Ann Wolf? Woo. And I think Ann Wolf might win that one. Layla is tough though. I mean, they had fought some common opponents, so but Layla and yeah, Ann was a monster. And just so you know, Johnny, I do have a boxing channel. I'm gonna start going back over there doing some boxing talk. Some of the fights didn't really interest me, but there've been some good fights, so I might start talking some boxing over there a little bit more. Coaches are partly to blame long before a fighter gets into the cage. Every beginner in the MMA wrestling / BJJ class is instructed to shoot under the jab for a takedown. We would even drill it. Yeah. Lucia Riker was the best female boxer I ever saw up here. She was a beast and never got her due. Yeah, Barbosa, Jean Silva. So early on, it gets into a lot of people's heads that if you throw a jab, a wrestler or a grappler will immediately duck under and take you down, which we know partly is BS. Yeah, it's not. Like jab is a perfect weapon against a wrestler too. I mean, you just telegraph and throw it anyway, of course. If you throw a BS jab out there, of course, he'll duck under, right? But yeah, like a jab is a great weapon against a wrestler. Yeah, they're actually like last year. Last year was a pretty good year for women's boxing too. That card I watched last weekend was good. The Baumgartner Pursuit card, that was a good one, Johnny. Like that was a good card. It had some good fights. The main event ended bad. It ended bad, but yeah, the overall card was pretty good though. Jabs, uppercuts, and knees beat wrestlers. Yes, yeah, uppercuts, man. Like next to the jab, you hear me. Next to the jab, you hear me talk about that uppercut, man. Like that uppercut, like fighters don't be using that enough. Like I think Grasso probably could have knocked Valentina out a couple of times in that fight had she threw an uppercut. I mean, am I lying? Yeah, she could have because that first fight too, man. Like when Val steps in behind that left hand and she's up, and Grasso being a good boxer, had she thrown a couple uppercuts, she probably could have knocked Valentina out. Yeah, you always throw it to the chest. If you got a person in there, the head, it moves a lot, throw it to the chest. Johnny said, how long were the women's rounds? They were still 2-minute rounds. still 2-minute rounds. And I think, the championship fight was still 10 rounds, 2 minutes. I think Amanda Serrano was the only one that got that, 3-minute, 12-round fight she wanted. Yeah, there've been a few fighters that used it. A couple of women fighters and men fighters use it on these past couple cards, and it was working. That's why I say some of these stand-up girls, stand-up fighters, Manon, Grasso, they start incorporating more of an uppercut in there. Hey, let it go. Let that uppercut go. They don't teach that uppercut too much. Shoot, it's a little bit safer than throwing a knee. You know what I mean? Like with the knee, you leave that risk of getting taken down, but throw that uppercut, you can cock it back, boom, put it right back, and then you can move. I wouldn't throw it off the cage or anything like that, but maybe if you're in the center. I thought Dyer was special, but I guess not. Man, that fight showed a lot. I think Chanel Dyer, she'll still make it to this tournament, out of this tournament. Like that fight's gonna be good, but this fight opened up a lot of things to work on. But that's good. That's good. Like at least she knows what she needs to work on, because that fight turned into Muay Thai fighter versus boxer. And Dyer was getting lit up with some hard jabs and right hands by that shorter boxer. There was some big right hands from Valentina Scatizzi, man. I was like, uh-oh. Dyer was getting caught, man. She was getting caught by a well-timed jab. I might have to talk about that fight, man. I really want to talk about that. I'm going to pull that fight up, and it's not to tear her down, but it's to put these fighters on awareness and then trainers on awareness, man, because, yeah, she comes in as a Muay Thai fighter, man, but shoot, you come in and fight somebody boxing in fundamental, you might get knocked out. Yeah, women's fights in MMA are the same as men, 5-minute rounds, three round fights or 5-round fights, 3 minutes. Boxing, 3 minutes down to 2 minutes, it's just as dangerous. I mean, MMA is the same as men, but the men is keeping it down the line same. You think Macy can win the belt next year? I don't think so, honestly. Not anything against like her being this bad fighter or nothing, but I just think that there's a lot of better fighters than Macy Barber. I think there's a lot more like consistent fighters in the cage. So yeah, I don't see her winning the belt next year. Could she fight for the belt? Sure, she could be that next one that they choose, or she could beat somebody to get a title shot, but I don't see her winning the belt though. Yeah, women's boxing should be 3-minute rounds. I mean, like I said, 1 minute doesn't really make a difference, Oh man, yeah, Lewis and Blades. That was like one of them Mortal Kombat uppercuts. That was like a Mortal Kombat uppercut, man. That was like a Mortal Kombat. Yeah, women's boxing. Yeah, it does need 3 rounds. Macy got Natalia, Manon, and Val problems. Exactly. Like she could fight one of them. She could fight for like a title shot, but I don't see her winning the belt next year. Johnny said I heard Zhang might not defend her belt next year because of vacation. Dang. She better vacate that thing. It's already been 6 months, right? It's about to, and we already know it's going to be another 8 months by the end of the year. Is there an injury we don't know about or what, man? Like, I want to see the title fight. They might as well make Verna and Suarez interim champion. Whoever wins that. Yeah, I thought that Dyer would have put more pressure and been, going digging their body and dictating the pace. But Scatteezy, she was up in there like head low, dipping and jabbing and moving. I was like, dang, this girl, okay, this girl tough. First 2 rounds could have went to Scatteezy, like the scorecard had it, but I had to come back in that fight. Just to let Tatiana and Verna fight for the vacant belt. China won't let Whaley vacate that belt. UFC gonna have to strip it. Yeah, it's gonna have to be something harsh, Yeah, Whaley or UFC to blame for that situation. Yeah, they could have lined up a fight at the end of the year. They could have gave her either one of them, and they could have, gave her another fight. But like I said, I don't know. It might be a 125-pound move coming into play. Not that I want it, but it might be. I hope she don't jump ahead of Manon though, but we never know, man. Whaley Grasso, Whaley Macy, it could be made. All right, but on that note, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here now. Go grab something to eat here and chill out the rest of the night. I might watch a couple of fights here. I'm gonna look at this interview too, Colostrum. That interview you sent. I gotta watch this, man, because talking about ain't seen no Manon fight. Okay, all right, we'll see. We're gonna see this. But yeah, hit that like button, y'all, and subscribe if you haven't. And tune in tomorrow about 6:30. I'll be on. Johnny said McDonald's. I can't really eat McDonald's too much. I've had it. When was the last time I had it? A while ago now. Well, I broke my Burger King streak. I went 8 years without eating at Burger King, and I went there and ate like a few weeks ago, and it was good, man. Like, I don't really like fast food like that, but it was actually good, so I ate again. McDonald's, let me see. Last time I had is maybe like a month or 2 ago. I haven't really eaten out. I've been cooking a lot. I'm tempted to order out tonight because it's late, but I still might cook. Chili cheese and onions on toasted bread. Lolita said Burger King and McDonald's is nasty. Yeah, when it comes down to it, it's not really good for you. There's a lot of stuff we eat that is just nasty. It tastes good, but it's nasty. I've never had Long John Silver's though. I've never had Long John Silver's. To be said, have I ever had Five Guys? Yes, I had Five Guys about 14 years ago. I can put a date on it just because like I've had it like 2 or 3 times. Last time I had Five Guys, it was like 2010 because it was one in my area, but it closed. The burger was good. The burger was good, 2 beats, but the fries, the fries are like a bag of grease, man. Like them fries, man, it was like a Jerry curl under my. It's like somebody rubbed a Jerry curl through my fries. I ain't like the fries. They didn't really have no flavor either. So first of all, you greasy and then you ain't got no flavor. I was like, I don't like these fries. The burger was good, but I guess it wasn't good enough to make me go back. Maybe I'll try it again sometime. I don't know. I don't have an In-N-Out where I'm at, G-Frame, or a Whataburger. Let me see. Just give me some rolls with honey butter from Texas Roadhouse. My steak joint is yeah, Longhorn. I love Longhorn, you know. Lolita said, "Yeah, I don't like Fuddruckers. Yeah, I had Fuddruckers about 16 years ago, and that was the last time I had it. I keep putting dates on them because I was out of town, and it was about 2008. I was in another state, and I went to Fuddruckers, and I didn't like it. It was average and it was greasy. It just wasn't good. It was a big burger, but it was not good. Yeah, greasy like greasy like O'Neal. The O'Neal fries, man. I was like, this ain't good. Burger in the can is nasty. Yeah, I ain't even heard of that place. Beans, rice, and corn tortilla. Yeah, I like that type of stuff. Yeah, I make my own burgers now. Really, like I just make my own burgers. All of that. Make my own Big Mac. Well, I haven't really been eating too much beef, just fish and stuff and chicken. Let's see. We got a local place called Dan's Hamburgers here in Austin. Great homemade burgers. Yeah, I love places with them homemade style burgers, man. There's a place out here called Mojo's, man, and Mojo's Burgers is on point. Now, if you go out there like after 10 o'clock, it's like a bar and grill. They used to do $3 burgers, and them burgers are huge too, but they know ain't nobody coming up in there after 10 o'clock. I ain't getting out there at 10. But yeah, they got some good burgers, man. I'm really picky about a burger too now. Like, I have to be in the mood for something like McDonald's or Burger King just to kind of, or I just have to be like, I can't find anything else to eat. Let me go get this, you know? To be said, I do a whole foods diet, mostly organic, no added sugar, very limited sodium intake, less than 1,000 milligrams. Okay. Yeah, I try to, I'm on like a no sugar diet throughout the week. You know, I try to stay away from sugar throughout the week, except on the weekend. Like even the bread, like if I eat bread, it's got to be like just 1 gram of sugar now. I just do a lot of meat and greens. And if I have sugar, it's got to just be natural sugar and fruit. Six, they make them turkey smash burgers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I still haven't made a smash burger yet, but I make like, I make the big burgers. I like to make the thick burgers. But I need to make one of them. I got a griddle too for that, so I might try that one day. You just say if you want to get high, you'll get a burger at 10. Yeah, right. If you want to get high, you want to need something, you be like, all right, let's go. Let's make this ride. But then on your ride to get there, you might forget what you were trying to get. You be like, oh, I want a burger. What was I out here? What was I driving around to get? Tamales in a can. Ooh, I want some real ones. Chicken noodle soup from a can is good. Tamale, yeah, that's about it right now. Hey, beans in a can are good. Marcus said tamales in the can stink. I'm sure they would, man. Yeah, turkey meat, two beasts. If you ever had like turkey meat? Well, no. If you ever had like pulled, well, I'm from the south, pulled pork. You know how pulled pork is done. I had turkey meat done that same way, pulled turkey, and it's so much lighter than pork. Like it's done the same way as like pork barbecue, You know how they do it with the vinegar and all the seasoning and stuff. If you do the turkey meat the same way, it's so much more lighter. I ain't had it in a long time, but it's light and tastes just as good, maybe even a little bit better. Like you eat like pulled pork and like at a barbecue, it just make you feel full and sluggish. But that turkey meat, when you do that upright, even turkey bacon, yeah. Yeah, canned meat has a lot of sodium. Yeah, canned meat's got a lot of that sodium. You know, it is like I do a lot of beans in cans because I'll just buy some unsalted or just eat them. Fix them how I can fix them. But turkey meat's good. Turkey meat, you can do a lot with it. I need to buy it more. I do a lot of chicken and fish. Even with like salmon, man, like you got to make sure you get the wild caught salmon, and you can't buy farm raised salmon, man. Farm raised salmon, it's like fish that are raised in some nasty conditions. You got to buy that wild caught salmon. That salmon they catch and ain't catch it straight out the ocean. That real stuff, man. Yeah, turkey bacon is good. I like turkey bacon. Six, I don't eat red meat. Yeah, I do eat red meat, but yeah, I've been doing like I try to do fish at least 2 to 3 times a week now. Um, Pork, man, yeah, I'm trying to go back to my pork fasting, getting away from it. But bacon, man, like bacon's like one thing I'll eat. Cheap rates, I like my salmon from the projects. Yeah, because they put so much stuff in like farm raised salmon too, man. Like all that crap too, that and they be feeding them nasty stuff. Yeah, I try to find a lot of sauces too now without that corn syrup crap too. High fructose corn syrup and all of that crap they put in there. I'd rather just have regular old sugar, even if it's not that much, but and just like natural oil or olive oil. Yeah, you got to get the salmon that's wild caught. That real stuff, the real caught salmon that's just taken on out the ocean. Six said never eat tilapia fish. How come? I haven't bought it. I was just looking at some today when I bought some salmon, but you never eat tilapia. Why not? Ah, those they feed it. They're yeah. Sound like what they do with a lot of stuff, like chicken with chickens too. Like the farm raised chickens. You got to get the grass fed cow, grass fed chickens. Like those free range animals. But when you get the ones that are all bunched up in them big houses that you pass by, them ones that you pass on the farms that be stinking real bad. Yeah, they're same way. I guess they do tilapia like chickens in there. Yeah, I get wild caught salmon from the market up the street, and there's a big Asian market too. I need to start going there and get my fish there. Yeah, most yeah, if you yeah tilapia if it's wild caught, I figure that would be good. Yeah, anything wild caught is going to be good, but anything farm raised, some of them fish be having like sores and stuff. And I seen them, man. I was like, dang, that thing got oh man, that's nasty. But that number one thing we all need is that fruit, though. That fruit and vegetable intake is important. So I try to stay on that. 2B said from WMMA Talk to Meal Talk. Yeah. But y'all ever noticed this? I'm gonna put. I don't know if everybody ever noticed this, but has anybody noticed like the majority of the fruit and majority of vegetable is shaped like whatever body part it takes care of? Did y'all ever notice that? Did y'all ever notice that? Like whatever a fruit is shaped like, or whatever a vegetable is kind of shaped like, whatever it's shaped to be is kind of what it 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 it's beneficial to that body part. G. Frank said a co-worker of mine was partially paralyzed and in a coma for a few months, and the whole time his wife had us thinking it was because he ate some bad talk. It turns out he had just a rare condition. Wow. Easy says, so what is a cucumber help? Yeah. Yeah. So when you cut a carrot open, if you ever just cut the carrot open, what does a carrot look like? Let me see if I can find the picture here. Oh man. And what is it? Pomegranate for your lungs. You ever see how the pomegranate, like when it's cut open, what it looks like? Brain, has some similar looks, like for the brain too. Easy sell. He gonna load up on cucumbers now. And then watermelon, like dehydration. Like watermelon is just like a meal in itself. Watermelon has the water and the food you need. So like eating watermelon daily, it keeps you from being dehydrated, but it also gives you those electrolytes like that Gatorade gives. Gatorade is about to be banned in some states, right? Gatorade is about to be banned, and there's certain types of Oreos about to be banned. Because like Gatorade has been like tied to certain cancers now, and Oreo's been tied to certain types of kidney cancers. So you're better off just eating a watermelon or drinking some watermelon for electrolytes. You don't need Gatorade. So I'm glad I don't buy Gatorade, and I stopped eating Oreos a long time ago. I think California is about to ban Oreos, and I think New York and New Jersey they're about to ban. They're going to try to ban Gatorade, man. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Lolita said I lived eat to live, did not live to eat because I eat because you have to eat for nourishment. Yeah, I do enjoy. I do enjoy a good meal and stuff. Going out or even cooking like a big meal and like trying new foods. But yeah, I'm definitely not somebody that likes to just live to eat stuff or eat crazy stuff. Mark said they need to get rid of Hawaiian Punch with that high fructose. Yeah, yeah. Stay away from that. It's easy to never like sports drinks. They all have bloated me. They always bloated me. Yeah. All that sugar too. 16 drank that Gatorade since Little League. Yeah, Gatorade, man. I was like, wow, man. Oof, that stuff they be putting in there. Whew. All right, y'all. But on that note, let me get up off of here. We'll be on tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow's my cheat day, so I am going to get some bad food. On that note, I'm gonna eat my good food tonight, but I'm gonna eat a little bit of bad food tomorrow. I'm gonna eat me a burger tomorrow. And look at that, hot dogs are bad for us too, but we still eat them things too, right? And nachos, yep. Time to bat it up tomorrow. Yeah, soda strip the enamel. Yeah, they be stripping your that stuff that's in soda. Like, yeah, strip your teeth, all of that. To be so good, written 90% of all food, snacks, etc. really available to us is killing us slow. Yeah, a lot of it is. You know, a lot of it is. A lot of that stuff is. Aaron Mike, what's up? He said passing by to say Pena wins. All right. So Aaron Mike gave his pick. He's got Pena tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, I don't use powdered cheese. I always use real cheese. Yeah, I can't use powdered cheese. Like, it's got to be some real stuff. I need to start using some of that aged cheese. 6 said them wings and things. Yeah. We're gonna do a little cheating tomorrow though. That's what it is. But yeah, y'all, let me get off here. Subscribe, hit that like. Be back tomorrow at 6:30. I am out. Always fun, always a pleasure with y'all. Peace.